All right, we're live. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the to the Wednesday nighttime stream. I'm sorry, not the Tuesday, to the Wednesday nighttime stream. Hope you guys are ready for a nice stream. It's a horizontal stream. Look at that. How nice. He says, finally, hey, we're only about 10 minutes late. We're pretty close to the lunchtime. Let's go ahead and get this put away. Let's see. All right, at here, we're going live for Wednesday night. Is that right? Looks like I never pinged for oops, delete this. Looks like I never pinged for Wednesday. That's interesting. Hey, it's Oscar Sendes. What's up, Mr. Oscar? How's it going? Okay, let's pop this in here. We'll send this now. And we need to run in and grab our menu real fast. Oop, zoom out of that. Hey, what's up, guys? We're running horizontal mode. The Wednesday daytime stream was vertical, and guess what? It pulled in massive views and higher than usual subscribe count too. So more people subscribed than usual. Now, we usually don't get a lot of subscribers in the lives. It's the shorts that bring in the subscribers, notably. All right, so excuse me. All right, so we're gonna say hot Wednesday night. Let's say nighttime wins. Free Pokemon slab. And then we're also going to say let's see, slab rotations. And what's the closest break, I wonder? I'd say the closest break is probably I can't think of any in particular. Slab rotations, pricey slabs. We'll say that. Live card shop. Scooby-Doo. All right. There we have it. So let's get rid of this. 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 And close. Perfect. Okay, and then for the daytime, we got Jonathan Fernandez taken care of, and then we got them taken care of. Now we're jumping up here, and we've got Robert Tumman, spot in the Mega Gengar. You got it, Robert Tumman. That Gengar is bringing a lot of attention. So let's start off. Is Steven Gonzalez here by chance? I got his package in the mail. He sent me a couple free things. I wanted to show that off real fast. All right, let's close that. Let's click on this. Here we are. So, Aovic, A. Vargas. Hey, what's up, A. Vargas? Cody, Oscar, CS Man, good afternoon from my time. Since the one I opened yesterday is not available, which is the next valuable, do you think? Oh, that's easy. Probably Black Bolt. And we just got a fresh case of that in, and that's the best case scenario for trying to pull a hot card out of there. So, if Steven, I don't know if Steven's here, but he sent me some little figurines in the mail. They are. He said these are hand-painted. Pretty neat. They are. Look at that. Guess you can't see it very easily. I'm trying to zoom in there. Okay. Look at this little guy, huh? It's pretty cute. Now, unfortunately, this one came broken. I guess that's just the nature of it. It's they're very delicate. But I think he would have stood, if I had to guess, he would have stood like this. There we are. But this little guy was broken. But let's take a look at him. He's some kind of ogre thing. Ugh. Holy Dragonite. Yeah. I don't know what those Dragonites are worth anymore. They were expensive a little bit in the past. Okay, we can lean up there. Okay, we also got this Snorlax charm. Cabagon, huh? That's interesting. And it came with the card or two. Where'd the card go? I'm sorry. I might have already moved the card away. He gave us a little vintage Carddass card. It was holographic, and I wasn't sure if it was authentic, actually. So, but, because I've seen those, and I've never known if those were real or not. But I think they are real. Oops. Kind of knocked over a figurine there. Let's zoom out now. Okay, we'll lift that up. He says, I hope you enjoy these gifts from Janice and me. I painted the small figures myself over the years while running a Dungeons & Dragons campaigns. I also included some Pokemon items I've had for years and thought you might enjoy them. These gifts are a token of appreciation for everything you've done for us in the community. Thank you. Oh, that's so nice. Steven's a good guy. All right, so I don't, here's the only thing. I don't know where I can store these now. I'm scared because I know they are delicate. This is a delicate thing because this guy broke pretty fast, huh? Let's go ahead and put that there, and I will need to place these somewhere. Let me go ahead and have a drink, too. I'm thirsty, man. So, got to be some little place that doesn't get touched where I can set them. You know, I've had people send me pictures, too, like things they painted, and those are hard to find a spot for, too, because at one point you get too many of them and you don't know where it all should go. Thank you for the Pokemon card as well. Is Black Bolt like the one you just wrote black? It looks like this one. Let's see. Whew. This guy right here. And there are some really freaking cool cards in here if you're lucky to pull one. Actually, one just graded 10 Seismitoad sold for $3,000. Just one card Seismitoad. He's a simple AR. He's not an alternative art, which means he's not a chase pull. But he's kind of hard to pull. And he sold for $3,000 in a 10. That was in the news today. All right. Yep, pricey. Maybe we put this, maybe we put this right here for the moment. All right. Whew. But no, Seismitoad's not a popular Pokemon. I don't care for him, but somebody else does, and that's perfectly fine. Okay, ready? Ooh, a couple fossil packs here. And a couple gym challenge packs as well. Okay. I don't know if I like the way they did it, though. Then here's another Gengar. And here's the replacement Espeon to replace the one that we are now selling. 3K sounds mighty fine for me. Oh, yeah, I don't like that. People are so done with these packs, I feel. We are. All right, should really be more like this. The front of the pack should receive the protection because that's where the hollow is. All right. Tossing that away. So let me just prep these for storage. Are there not 36 packs in the Black Bolt case? No, it's 9 at a time. So these are ETBs, and it's 9 at a time. I don't know why people do that. That is so dumb. People cramming booster packs into semi-rigids that are meant to hold just one card. Stupid, man. I mean, I don't know if it hurts the cards. I doubt it does, but why risk it? I should make a video on that. There it goes. Okay. Set that there, throw these away. Then there's some people, they ship these booster packs with no protection at all. Crazy out there, man. Praise the devil. 666 Toad. Oh my god. All right. There we go. Nice, nice. The 666 Toad, huh? Did they mention that they're going to reprint it with a different design? They didn't say that, did they? Okay. I may go check my copy. Here's this. In the flowers. What the? Kingdra promo still climbing? Kingdra promo is insane, dude. You know why he's so good? Because the style of the water is from a famous Japanese painting artwork. And so he's just really, really cool. Even though it's just Kingdra. The Greninja looks good too, but the Kingdra is literally like a Japanese famous artwork. So they're pulling out the big designs on that one. Okay, there we go. Some future booster pack opening. Sound good? Look at that. Got to have some stuff for the future. Now, what we're opening up right now is this gorgeous Gym Heroes booster pack. Okay. Ooh. Take these down now. All right. Those are my beautiful Dragonites. You can look at them, but no touching. Yep. Picking up more of those Master Ball Gengars. I happen to like those. There's an awful lot of them. Hey, what's up, Andrew Bertrand? How's it going, man? Hathim says 5 more of the new Final Fantasy for Wednesday night. 5 more of the new Final Fantasy. Good choice, Hathim. I think that's very clever. We also have to take care of Mr. NHCC. He sent an order in, and I guess it didn't get processed in the daytime stream. Hey, all, I'm back. It's Andrew Bertrand. Welcome back, Andrew. How are you today? Everyone was wondering where you went. I sent an order at the end of the daytime stream. It might be... Oh, this is Tears of the Planet. What am I doing, dude? I'm opening the wrong set. Okay, hold on. These are for me. Hold on. Let's just get these out of the way, shall we? God, dude. Okay. Gimme Cat. Po-Rom. And Abzu. All right. Those are... Whoa, holy mama. All right. She's got to stay. You're gonna keep these cards, Mr. Them. You can have these for free. You know, if a big full art came out, I probably would have kept that, but you can have them. So, here it is, the Gunslingers. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 packs left, okay? 2 packs left. Also, good, Mr. I answered you on Discord. Yes, sir. Let's take a quick look at that. Just add on to my 20 from the shuffle. Sounds good. All right. Snip of that. Snip of this. And snip of that. All right, very good. See this Arbok over here for $100? I just sold a Charmander 9 from the same set for $75. I'm not exaggerating. That Arbok is from the Nintendo 64 poker set. It uses Nintendo 64 Pokemon Stadium artworks. Give me a second. Wow, that's really taking a long time. Check that out. There he is. Charmander, PSA 9, sold for $75 and shipping. See, it's the Jack of Spades. That's from the exact same debt. Or, not debt. Debt. Wait, I said it backwards twice. Deck. Same deck. Debt. Here we are, look at that. Ooh. All right. Pretty interesting, huh? I guess it's harder to sell a Po-Rom. I guess it's harder to sell an Arbok. Don't forget to like. We got to beat the vertical losers. Yes, well, ooh, there you go. That was well worth it. Going deeper on this, Mr. Thim. Good job on that. Anyone could have gone deeper on it. They just didn't choose to. Sisney, we knew that there were hits just around the corner. All right. And as expected, there they are. Here's Tom. I got a nice heavy walk today, like an exercise kind of walk. Karis was fainting, man, because we walked before eating dinner. She was fainting. She was feeling real bad. There we go. Then we ran off and got her an emergency donut. She's skinny. She's not like me. She doesn't need to lose any weight. I need to lose weight. Here we are. So she had a little dessert because that was all she'd eaten the whole day. That's why she's skinny, because she don't eat. She's not like me. I have to tell myself not to eat. She's the other way around. You have to tell her to eat something. What a curse, you know? Oh, I'm just skinny. I can eat whatever I want. Are you going for step count or set distance? We just did, it was a 30-minute walk uphill. Yeah, it was uphill. And it was outside. It was pretty hot outside. It was like 80. So we were sweating our butts off by the end. I mean, she was like, her lips were kind of pale, so we had to stop. She was definitely having no energy. All right, let's see. That's for Hathim. Let's get this into your bag, Mr. Hathim. I almost did, but I didn't want to end up on your list. I've been watching you since last stream. You didn't want to end up on your list. You don't want to end up on his list. All right, so NHCC. Let me see how much that amount was for. It was for an amount of, looks like $5. Is that right? Okay. Here it is. Welcome to the Wednesday nighttime stream. How are you all feeling? Low blood sugar, it sounds like. Well, yeah, so she hadn't eaten anything. I hadn't eaten anything either, but I'm kind of a fat guy, so I don't think your body struggles as much when it comes to energy, because you got a little bit of energy on you. Although I was reading, I was actually talking to ChatGPT while we were walking. I was like, so how does fat convert into energy? And it was saying it takes a long time. It's something it can't do very instantly, and that it always pulls from your body's glycogen first. I guess it's that glycogen. It pulls from your fat stores later, but it has to do like a conversion, and it takes time to do that conversion. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Here's Lickitung and Fartakuno. So we got the whole table up now. Now I can start pricing up new slabs and putting new slabs up on the table. That'll be fun. What is this? Team Rocket Grunt? Oh yeah, Team Rocket Grunt's got this crap. What are those energy cards with a bunch of writing on them? Energy cards with a bunch of writing on them. What are you talking about? What you talking about? All right. So, climbing over here. Let's get over to this box. This box contains old slabs in it. We better get these slabs pictured already. These slabs need to get their rotation in. It's almost a new month. I'm tempted to just list these all on freaking eBay, man. eBay is pretty amazing for selling slabs. I don't know if you guys knew about that. You probably did. So these slabs need new prices. That's the whole point. They need new prices. Really, if you think about it, these are the ones that didn't sell. All right. Oh, that's really pushed forward now, isn't it? Look at that. Changes things. Cool. So, what do we got? Closing this. Hey, CS-Man 18 black bolts. Let me know if I get anything good. Heck yeah, dude. So black bolt. Before we begin that, let me start off by repricing some of these slabs. So this Raichu is $55, and I think that's fine for the price on that guy. But let's lower it to $45 and move him off to the Poke Shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's going on sale. Raichu, Poker, 9. The energy cards with writing on them or either break spots are people's store credit. Oh, he saw people's store credit. Yeah, those are store credits. Sometimes people have store credit. Okay, we got a nice Radiant Heat Train for $38. I don't think that's going to change. We don't have to worry about that too much. In fact, we'll make it $35. I like round numbers. Did you know that? Sometimes I round up, sometimes I round down. But I like round numbers. Just looks better. Nice little Dratini, no rarity. This is actually a card of interest, priced on $6.25. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at him. He's from Pokemon Blue. That's Trainer Red. Poker Trainer Red. Okay. Here's a cheaper one, but it's from the... No, it's just cheaper. All right. Hold on there. You guys might be able to get a better price on this bad boy. Okay, so the cheapest one online, red jack of spades, blue playing poker. That's very confusing to search for the prices on that. So it says here $130. That's a pretty significantly lower price. Maybe it will entice somebody. Okay. Blastoise on the back. This is one of those rare blue deck cards. And blue deck is more rare than red or green deck. There's lots of people out there who don't know that. Okay. All right. So here is Charmander 9 for $58. That actually could be underpriced. PSA April submission, never to be seen again. That's not true. We are. Let's see. PSA 9, Poker, Charmander. And this is the red deck, huh? So this Charmander is... There's one for 107, which seems excessive. Okay, the last one to sell is actually mine for $75. That would have been Poker Stadium, but the Poker Stadium and the regular poker cards actually stay pretty close to each other in price. So there is a Charmander up for sale for $100. I don't want to copy the price on that one. It seems too high. So I'm going to copy the last sold, which is my own card. How funny is that? Using eBay and my own cards setting the market for this. I'm going to copy the last sold at 75 in this case, just to be nice. But I could have put this for 100. This needs to say 8.25. Okay. This is not changing. 25. Almost done here, CS man. We're doing a rotation on our slabs. That's what we do. We rotate them. So that used to be for $49. This Articuno is a Karuta playing card. Graded 9 with CGC. Only thing is PSA doesn't grade these yet. I would really like PSA to grade these, because once PSA grades these, I think they're going to go way up in price. You're going to see much better prices on them. But for now, they're like the poker cards were. All right, now we're ready for 18 packs of Blackpool. Well, let's start. PSA sucks. How do they finish a submission before an older one? We know that PSA does this because they've done that multiple times in the past. It's just how it is. The April submission is very close to being done. PSA, you know, they get ragged on a lot, and I don't want to rag on them. They do a pretty good job. All right, let's see. Think about the sheer volume of cards they probably grade. They probably grade millions and millions of cards. And they only make a couple mistakes. So you got to appreciate the vastness of their system and the load of cards they receive. It's really impressive, actually. Organizational skills must be insane. All right, so you got the package. Yeah, Super Glue will fix them onto his platform. Glad you liked the small gifts. It was very nice. I appreciate it, man. No one ever complained about getting free stuff. Well, that's probably not true when you think about it. Somebody has complained about getting free stuff. Not me, though. All right, so that'll be 9. And then 18 is one more of those. We are. Tag under fire for some reason at the moment, aren't they? Under fire? All I know is they raised their prices to be higher than PSA, which makes them a little less appealing now. Now you kind of have to grade with them because you really want to grade with tag. You know, like tag's my favorite. It's also scary to grade at their new price because you wonder how long it's going to last, you know. It just doesn't really make sense to grade at the new price when obviously PSA is a better value. Actually, I'm not sure if PSA is the better value. You know why I say that? Because I've sold a lot of tag slabs at a high... By the way, do you like this horizontal mode better, Mr. CS Man? Vertical gets the views, but horizontal is more comfortable. But vertical definitely gets the views. Did you guys see the daytime views? They were nuts, man. They were really impressive. We have to keep doing vertical. I think we might do all daytime streams are vertical, all nighttime streams are horizontal. That's what I'm thinking. What do you guys think about that? They are? All right. And I'm starting to think what we ought to do, both streams ought to get a full 3 hours. That's what I'm thinking. Daytime stream should not be given only 2 hours. It should be a 3-hour stream. It should start at like 3 p.m. and end at 6 p.m. Yeah, it's pretty nice. All right. A little easier to host breaks and everything, but you get to see 5 slabs now, and that's nice. The numbers are huge for vertical stream, though. It's really impressive. It's virtually triple the views. And that kind of exposure, I mean, if I was just cutthroat about growing my YouTube channel, I would not do any more horizontal for a while. I'd just do strictly vertical. So here's Conkeldur. Here's, you ever get around to emailing BGS about the February submission? I know, I said today, I said in the daytime stream that I should do that, but I haven't done that today. I'm sure if I email them, it will probably not speed it up. They'll probably just be like, because they probably get emails virtually all day long. And I'm sure just shouting about your submission doesn't actually change anything. But they might have some very good reason. I don't know. What? I was just advising him to open Black Bolt because he might pull Seismitoad. And that Seismitoad has just sold for $3,000. So this is the one with the 666. Where is it? Oh, there it is. It's up here. Why does anyone, why would people make that association like it's some sort of devil symbol? It's so obvious, just part of the drawing. Doesn't even slightly look like it's meant to be seen as numbers. All right, but once you see it, all right, beautiful. Look at that Seismitoad. You might have done very well there, Mr. CS-Man. And let's flip it around. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, I'd send this off. I'd send this off to PSA, okay? So that's the company to send it to, and in my opinion, get that sent off. He's looking good. He's looking pretty clean. Wow, you guys should have opened some of this Black Bolt in the daytime stream, huh? We are. He was right there. We also have the Victini to pull. Another Chrome Zekrom could also come out, because you have to understand, this is fresh product. This is a fresh case of Black Bolt. This has nothing to do with the last case. They came from totally different suppliers. So just because a case had a Zekrom in it doesn't mean the next case is going to be a cold one, because that case is coming from someone else. Girder. Ooh, Girder. Holy bang. Holy bang. All right, man. You're doing... What? He's also going to get an Altart in his round. He's got Superior Altart. Ref, you got to stop him, Ref. He can't keep getting away with it. Look at that. CS-Man, huge wins. Superior Seismitoad. You have to understand something, CS-Man, since you haven't been here for a little while. This set is vicious. It really, really, really doesn't hand anything out. And you just pulled an Altart and Seismitoad, so you're doing extremely well. Extremely well. Here's Ponyard. Bro got aimbot. You got very, very lucky. You are? So you likely profited off of this round. This round was a round where you get more value back than you spent on it. Pretty cool. Send it to Beckett. Black label. No, I saw it. It won't get a black label. It has a half dot in the upper left-hand corner, but it might still be eligible for PSA 10. Send it for grading, bro. Yeah, I would grade it no matter what, because if it comes back 9, it's going to be profitable. If it comes back 10, it's going to be super profitable. All right, cool. Man, you know what I want to do with these Thunderuses each time? I want to snip these out of here and get rid of these stupid cardboard things so that they don't sit in your dumb bag. They take up so much space. Okay, so you want me to prep this? That's a lot of slabs. Are you a vendor or have you done vending? I've never done vending, but I've been selling Pokemon cards for 6 years, Mr. Uncle, and we sell it all right here on YouTube. So all these slabs will liquidate right here from YouTube. We have a great selection. We take a picture of it and post it to our Discord server. So if you join our Discord server, you don't have to spend all day long in there and become friends with everybody. You know, you don't have to have like a Discord lifestyle. But what you can do is you can peruse those pictures and see what inventory I have anytime you want. Wow, I'd grade both of these, okay? The Superior and Seismitoad. The rest is okay. You also have this big pile of hollows. That's just okay. All right, look at that, man. Is that Vinny thing also good? The Superior is very good. Any Altart is good because those are very hard to pull. So you've pulled 2 chase cards in 2 ETBs. Extremely lucky. You must socialize with this. You must have tea. Okay, Mr. Kevin. Okay. Good. Okay, might have to check it out. Yep. There's a link to it in our description. There you go. But yeah, and you could just watch the shows, the other thing, because we tend to price them up as we go along. So these are all freshly priced. We got a nice Heat Train. He's $35. He's from 2022. We got a nice No Rarity Dratini. He's a vintage card from the very first print run of base set Pokemon. This is a nice one. We got Trainer Red from the poker set. We got this Poker Charmander, which is $25 cheaper than the cheapest buy it now on eBay. And we have this very interesting Karuta vintage Articuno, which many people just don't know this even exists. It's one of those things. I get into all those niche things. I like them. Whip convinced me to grade mine. TCC open packs faster than I eat a chip. Oh, also, I saw some of the old packs you got. Are you selling those too? Not really. Yeah, those are going to be held for breaks. That's kind of what I do. I kind of stock those up slowly, and I put them into breaks. So CS Men, I'll put these into holders as if you were sending for grading for them. But these, I strongly recommend grading these. Okay. Good. Okay. There they are. Wow. That looks fantastic. Miss 6 2 Gem 2s. You got it, 6. How's it going? Mr. likes weird stuff. I like stuff that is still being learned about. I feel like there's always a lot of opportunity in the cards that no one really knows. And over time, people understand them better. Oops. All right. One of the things that happens is when you're done collecting everything you ever wanted to collect, you start looking for weird stuff. You go, man, what's something weird I can collect? Start working on the fringes, you know. Okay, you got a little holographic Jolteon. Okay. All right. Wow, that's looking so good up here. That's looking so nice. Pop this in here. Wonder how much Black Bolt we got coming. Was that all the Black Bolt that I ordered? Oh, let me look at something. Oops. Boom. Weird. So I didn't even order this from here. So where did I order it from? Must have ordered it from somewhere else. Okay, Miss 6. Miss 6. I saw the thumbnail of the stream and it caught my eye. I love Dragonite. You want to see some Dragonites? Let me show you some Dragonites. I'm a big Dragonite fan. So that's a 9, but I actually have another 10. I have enough 10s to fill the table. I think I have a total of 6 of these 10s. Here's one of my favorite cards in the whole hobby. It's Dark Dragonite from the Team Rocket Returns collection. And the earliest ones I bought, I got them for $250 back in 2019. Back when no one had even heard of Team Rocket Returns. Many collectors had never heard of it. It is. That was from the Gold Star era, and most collectors didn't collect during that time period. So it was a new set that people were learning about. Oops, bumping that camera. All right. Do you still have first edition Error Dragonite? Says Andrew Bertrand. Oh, you mean this? Maybe. You haven't been here for a while. How long of a break did you take, Mr. Andrew? There we go. All right. You guys want to see some cool breaks? Here's some cool breaks. The mini break for Giovanni. SAR. Jolteon from Prismatic. The Gym Heroes break. You can buy a spot in here for $36. Gengar Prison Break, $40 or $400. Cloud, that's Opus 1 Cloud. Trafalgar Law, he's pretty far along. He needs 9 spots. Manga D Teach, up to 4. Sketch Darth Vader, up to 3 out of 6. Signature Meowth, from the voice actor who voiced Meowth. He passed away about a month ago. That's why he's up there. Illustrator Pikachu. And Lesbian. All right. There they are. Those are the breaks. They're nice. There's another break. I always forget to show these off. Let me show it to you. This guy. Base set booster pack graded 10. 1 out of 25. It's a big one. Somebody will own this, and it's a very special item. Okay? How do these breaks work? Well, it's pretty simple. You buy in for 40 bucks, and then you find out if you're the one who pulls the slab. If you miss, you will not pull the slab. If you miss, you'll pull instead a common Pokemon card. So you'll basically kind of lose 40 bucks paying for a $40 common card. Almost 2 years. Think I'm going to need child support. What? How long is the queue? I sent a thing on PayPal. Yeah, let me get to that real fast. Let's take a quick look. So we just finished 6. We have Hathim after that. And then we have just 2 more orders. Drew Kosa and Mr. CS Man. All right, so it's a really short queue, actually. Hathim says, 4 Union Arena, Metal Alchemist. That's the new set. This just arrived this week. Full Metal Alchemist in English. This just came out. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Set this back over here. So this set just came out, and there's some fantastic pulls in here. I hear there's signatures in here, too. I want to buy a couple 1996 red PC slabs. PC. Are you talking about the poker slabs? Oh, playing card slabs. That's what PC stands for. Yeah, we've got, well, I've got some more poker slabs coming back in the latest PSA submission. Those will be here pretty soon, hopefully. Here's Wrath. Here's Gluttony May Hughes. Here's Buccaneer. I like this action point. Doesn't that look nice? And Lust. No! Not the hot babe. She's a homunculi. You have to stop. What exactly did she do? I don't remember. Didn't she? So, like, in the remake anime, wasn't she, like, able to mimic people? I don't remember what she did. She didn't mimic people, right? She had, like, the spiny fingers. Somebody did mimicking. I think it was Envy. All right, there we go. Lust was just hot. That was it. She was just hot. They should have never... If she had to die, she should have been one of the last characters to die. All right. Can't be killing off Lust in the first episode. Come on. Okay, so let's see. So those are done. Let's pull some up to the front here. Oh, we already did those. All right, we're getting some slabs here. All right, let's take a quick look. So this is Poker Ekans for $100. Nintendo 64 Stadium artwork. That whole deck is Nintendo 64 Stadium. Probably very niche. You've never heard of it before. There is one for sale for $80. So we will match that price. Okay, I always felt like 100 was kind of high for simply an Ekans, you know. You can see the polygons. Yeah, you can. It's really cool. It has a nice little Japanese down there, too. It's really neat. So this is a much more agreeable price now. I always felt that 100 was kind of high. And actually, if you wanted to buy this together with another card, let me show you something. Here it is. The cool Arbok, let's actually get him into a new sleeve. That Arbok pairs with the Ekans. Here it is. So that's both of them right there. They're from the same deck. There it is. So you could buy these together and have them both in one go. Okay, let me look up the price on that. Ekans. Arbok. You know, I had to take a look. He's $100 still. So Arbok's 100, Ekans is 80. That feels about right, doesn't it? Nothing about that seems strange. They look, but they look fantastic. They're very cool. If this was Gengar, it'd probably already be sold, but it's Ekans and Arbok, isn't it? Here are. People hesitate when it's not Gengar. They go, that's not Gengar. I can't buy that. We'll put these together. They belong together. This would be a pretty fun break too, wouldn't it? But there's too many breaks right now. Okay, cool. This Fortress 10 for $70. This is going up on eBay. Okay, I need my little stand. Where's my little standy stand? This Fortress card, he's a nice vintage card. He belongs on eBay because no one here in my audience of 86 people is going to buy a Fortress. That's just how it is. But up on eBay, this will sell very fast to anyone trying to complete the Skyridge collection. Okay. Let's see. And good. So we get those pictures taken, and then he'll be taken care of later. All right. I have a guy who posts these up onto eBay for me. I think I pay him $3 per listing. We are. I think that's what we agreed on a while back. Nazgul Terror. Ooh, Lord of the Rings card. So we're going to reduce the price on that because he did not sell from $55 to $45. So that's $10 off. 8.25. Do you have the Full Art Dragonite EX from Furious Fist? I swear nobody has. I couldn't even find it at Collecticon. No, but I do have a sealed box of Furious Fist. You want me to open it up and go looking for him? Here's Nidoran. All right, so Nidoran. We're just getting a couple of these slabs ready to go because we're taking pictures tonight, guys. We got to get a lot of pictures taken. So this is PSA 10 Poker Nidoran. And that Nidoran costs $100. I think I might actually give me a minute here. I think this one will go off to eBay too, to be honest with you. Okay. All right, so off to eBay he goes. That one already has pictures. Cool. Oh, Slowpoke Sama from the 20th anniversary, graded 8. He's really cool. I don't even think I could find one of those. When I was looking him up, I couldn't find him at all. Let's see. So we're going to say PSA Slowpoke 20th. That one will probably sell. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, I can't find him. Let me check sold, maybe? Let me check sold. It bothers me that I cannot find him. Let's see. What exactly is his number? Number 32. Let me try that. So it bothers me we can't find him. Because I don't know his value at all. Here's one, but is it a holo? So that's the Generations card. I can't find this card at all. Maybe I need to look at him as an ungraded card. Give me a second. Here we go. I found him. Okay. All right. What a strange card. Is it a promo card? It is a promo card. I think I'm going to make him $5 more expensive, in fact. Here we are. This is a really cool card. I wanted to give him a new sleeve and a new tag. Okay, there it goes. Good. Malamar, we'll leave him untouched for now. All right, let's take a quick look over here. Now we have an order, Mr. Drew Kosa, 2 Chinese, 151. 2 Chinese, 151. I sell one. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Right. It's a bit of an odd set. I was like, what is he talking about? Let me see if I can find it. I saw him around here somewhere. He's hiding around here somewhere. He's a little box. Maybe I'll just go get a fresh box. I hate it when I can't find something. I might just go get a fresh box for you. Okay, I'm going to go get a fresh one. Yeah? Yeah, okay, I'll be back, guys. I'm investing in Chinese. I think it's going to blow up even more. Yeah, I think the Chinese cards are doing well. All right, here we are. Ooh. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Chinese food or the people? I'd like 100 of those hollers from the 20th anniversary pack because I opened a bunch of those. Are those worth grading? Really? You got like 100 of them? I'd say so. Okay, 2 of these. Thanks, man. Good. What grading company is that rainbow card? That's GMA. GMA. They're a very small grading company, and they did a label change, and for fun, I did a submission with them a long time ago. Really, the goal of it was just to be able to show them off and make a video that people might pay attention to, because it's fun seeing grading companies you don't normally look at. Here it is. All right. Okay. Lovely. 2 cards. Drew Kosa. Thank you, Drew. Drew, did you already have a bag? If you did, you might be over here. Sup, bro? Is Monica home? Tell her to come outside. It's time to work. Sup, bro? Yo, is Monica? Hey, what's up, little man? What's up, little bro? Monica here? Yo, Monica. She's taking a shower. Yo, Monica, get out here. We got to go work out. This is your boyfriend? He's a little short, isn't he? All right, let's grab this. Where are the free ones at? Yeah, we got to pick one out. What do you want, this Malamar, the goofy-ass Malamar? What do you guys want for your free one? We'll take the $500 cherry bag, please. Mana's getting busy. Where's Mr. Punchball? We still didn't show him your rarest card. This is the guy you talk about when I'm spotting you at the gym. What? Yo, Monica. Yeah, we kind of grew up together. We're like siblings. Yes. All right. I'm working out legs right now. Here. I'm kind of just working out my right arm. How about Malamar for free tonight? All right, Malamar it is. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Well, shucks. There we go. The The GMI guy's still grading out his garage. We should have like different ways to get on the giveaway. Usually it's just random. What if we had like a little contest or something? There we go. I tell you what, tonight we'll do the random part of the giveaway, but also you can get directly onto the list by giving me a good idea for a short, for like a short video. If somebody here comes up with a good idea, I will put you directly on. Okay, there we go. That's running. That's the giveaway. By the way, the nighttime stream defeated the daytime stream in likes, but next time it's going to be a different style of counting. So you guys won this time. Next time, it's going to be a per capita count on the likes. So Mike's side pointed out that the nighttime stream gets almost twice as long to build up the likes than the daytime stream, and that it has overall more viewers. All right, this is Chico Rita Prism from Pokemon Merlin 3, a card that 100% deserves to go up on eBay. This is an eBay card. It's screaming eBay. Chico Rita. They really had Ja Rule and Luda. Show all your drill slabs for a short. Excuse me. While that's not a bad idea, we've made that video a lot of times. Okay. All right. You can do a short with the double hit from the black ETB, Seismitoad, and the green one. That's also a pretty good idea, but here's the deal. That was already going to happen. We were already going to make that content, so that one's too easy. Too easy. Got to come up with something else. Mike's side was going to 100% make that short without needing any advice on it. This is Carddass Zubat. Very special. Top 7. Make a short showing the GMA is the next PSA. Is GMA the next PSA, everybody? I'm grading all my cards with GMA. Companies like GMA are legit a potential way to get your card that's normally a PSA 10 to turn into like a 10, you know, PSA 9 to turn into a 10. It converted the word Zubat into sugar. That's sweet. Okay. Is Magic the Gathering Spider-Man still 200? Are you asking because the price has gone up? That's a great question. I may need to go looking. Ready? Magic the Gathering. Beebeth? You're an idiot. Let's see. Spider-Man. Where is it? God, dude. Woo! Woo! I sneeze so much in this room. I see the price has moved up higher. Okay, so let's go ahead and change it. It's funny you should ask that. How many packs in a collector booster display? Isn't it like 18? No, it's 12. Okay, and then let's run over here to the Spider-Man. Wait, have we been running the stream with no menu? That doesn't seem right. No, we got a menu. Weird. I had 2 versions of the stream open. Let me refresh on this, make sure that is still in place. Yeah, it's still in place. Good. And now let's run down to Magic. We don't have a price on the Spider-Man at all, according to this list. CB Final Fantasy 165. We don't have the Spider-Man on the list. That's weird. Spider. Nope, didn't put it on the list at all. So let me go ahead and add it because it's on the way. Should be anyways. And we're looking to start them out at a price of $122. Coming soon. Oh no, my description's too long! There's never enough room! Time to move some stuff. Let's move Breaking Bad, Rick and Morty, and South Park out of here. No one buys those anyways. So we're going to hit save on that. We're going to go to the extended menu. Do we have another card set category? Other card sets. All right, we're tossing it in here under other card sets. Except it's not working. Why is this not working? Oh my god, dude. Okay, so it works in the actual YouTube description. And now we're coming over here. Close this. It won't paste it into the extended menu. Amazing. How annoying is this? Maybe it needs to be formatted. It's not recognizing the let's try this again. Oh, look, now it works. It had to be formatted. All right, we're going to hit save. So, all that's been moved. Wow, we got a lot of sets, don't we? Lost Bandaloris is the shiz. Mister, you should set a timer and see how many single packs you can rip in like 25 seconds. I've been watching for a while, and the way you cut open packs, no one does. It's like a style. That's an interesting thought. I feel like we kind of already do that with the one whole box of Pokemon cards in a minute. All right, Kevin Chung. Both of the nice pulls sent to PSA with ones yesterday. Also, the inspect service, too. Okay, so you don't just want me to grade these with PSA. You want me to guess their grade ahead of time. Here it goes. We're doing a pre-grade, starting with the Superior. Looks good. Slightly thinner on the left, so don't bother with the black label. Slide off centering. Oh, but otherwise so clean. So clean. Top to bottom is a little off center as well. You can see it top to bottom. So, I'm going to give this a 10 minus. To me, this looks like a 10 minus. Your only risk is probably that issue with the centering. I'm not going to write on it because it's already going off the PSA. Now, the Seismitoad had multiple issues. So first of all, starting on the bottom, there's off-centering left to right, with this side being thinner. You can see there's a fat corner here and a thin corner here. The other problem with this corner is it's misshapen. It's not perfectly round. When we zoom in, we can see a half dot, and then here is a half dot. That corner's not perfect either. That's a half dot. All right, that's a pretty clean corner. So 3 corners have a half dot. But again, the centering is decent, but you got a bad rounded edge here. Take a look at that close up. See how this edge kind of comes around right here at not a properly circular angle, and this one has it's almost like it's missing the angle. Do you notice that? So they're not perfectly round corners. Maybe it's a problem that occurs with the off centering. I don't know. So this card, I would anticipate a 9 to a 9.5. I wouldn't even call this 9.5 plus. I would call this 9.5. Now, that doesn't mean that PSA won't give it a 10. It just means that, in my opinion, it's a 9.5 at best. All right, so we're anticipating 10 minus and 9.5. Those are my expectations on these cards. You can timestamp this and save it somewhere, Mr. CSman. Like, just grab a link with the timestamp. You can save it in an email for yourself and see if I was right later, okay? Why aren't you pre-grades shorts? You want a pre-grade to be a short. Do you think people would watch that? I feel like that'd be really, that's kind of like hardcore stuff. Like normal people don't watch that. I feel like just a couple of us would watch that. That's probably a max 9. Is that worth it? Yeah, because I bet you the PSA 9 of that card sells for, I don't know, maybe 200 to 300. Let's see. PSA 9 Seismitoad. How do you spell Seismitoad? Okay, so the Seismitoad 9 goes for, well, it looks like it's going for, this one's over $228. So this is a PSA 9 Seismitoad 228. That's an auction. So I don't know. Besides that, one of the reasons why you got to test it anyways is in the small chance that PSA actually decides it's a 10. So you got to gamble on that. It's a worthwhile gamble to try out for the 10, because sometimes PSA does do that. They'll take a card that really should be a 10 and it really should be a 9 and they'll give it a 10. So it's worth the gamble. Okay, Mr. Thin, 3 more. Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist. Oops, there go my coins. Hold on, let me pick these up. There's too much stuff over here. Freaking fricks. You freaking fricks. When will you learn? When will you learn? All right. I got these fun Pokemon coins. We're still selling them. This is a nice one. 140 Ghastly coin. Nice. Should I save my money and luck for the next time, or do you open more of those black ones? Well, if you want to keep pursuing them, they've got other good pulls in it. For example, there's Chrome Zekrom and Chrome Victinian. Those are hugely valuable too. So if you were to just keep pursuing hot ones, I mean, they don't even interact with the AR pool. Think of it, Seismitoad, the type of card he is, he's an AR. That's his rarity. And what the Chrome cards are, they're BWR rarity. So I bet you that the loot pools don't even interact with each other, meaning that just because you had good luck pulling a Seismitoad doesn't rule out your chance for a Victini or a Zekrom. We are? Okay, what do we got? Oh, yeah, right. We got 3 of these, right? 3 of these. My coins were tipping over. Send those orders in, guys. Menu is in the description. Send the order in. We've got a short queue. We're looking for orders. We want to open some stuff. Mr. Athin's done some packs. Mr. CS Man's done some packs. You can also get into the breaks. Maybe it's time to put together a jumbo break. I got a proposition for a creative short. Golden Go has an ability in the game called Make It Rain. If you have a slab of Golden Gold, put it in the shower, then superimpose prices of rare cards on the screen. Superimpose. That's a lot of editing. I would say that Mike's side could maybe edit something like that. I don't want to spend too much time editing, but here's the other issue. I'm not so sure that that would do well. Here we are. Don't feel bad, though, because... Ooh, here you are. Oh, no, not Kimberly. Kimberly sucks. All right, you got Kimberly. I should just cut this card in half because he's such a bad guy. Why want to pull it so people won't keep trying to buy spots in it? What? Found out why people were sending in for spots in Charmander. The Topps card? Just wanted to get the juices flowing. Oh, you're all good. You're all good. No matter how bad they get, the cars get better. I can never deny their origins. The Fast, the Furious, the OG best of them all, hands down. Huge F&F fan despite the corniness. Oh, Fast and Furious. I get it now. Okay. Mr. Thim. Ta-da! All right. Yeah, F it. Let's get more going. Sounds good to me. Let's see what happens. Okay. You could also open up the other set. You know that? White Flare. So White Flare's the other set. It has the Chrome Reshiram in it, and it has the Chrome Victini in it as well. They both get a Chrome Victini. It's really weird. Team Rocket Grunt, something tells me to do 6 prismatics. All right, let's get 6 prismatics together. I have 2 of them here. And then I have 4 of them here. Here it is. All right, go for it, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. Prismatics are selling pretty fast. We might have to consider a restock on Prismatic. Prismatic being one of my favorite sets. Snip. open this. It's a lot cheaper to open Prismatic than it is to open Evolving Skies right now. Time to get back to street racing and not having cars fall out of planes. Here's Slow King. They had cars falling out of planes. Okay. Sounds like light work. You got a Slow King. I'd figure they would need to save the world from aliens by being with family. Okay, here's Iron Boulder. Here's Lugia. He's really not that bad, to be honest. Lugia. I bet you could grade that Lugia and he would make a little money. Lugia always does well. Here's Dusk Noir. Okay, Dusk Noir and some hollows. This is Prismatic, by the way, Mr. CS Man. It is one of the best sets to open, by the way. Similar to Black Bolt and White Flare. The only difference is Prismatic is very hard to get hits out of. Ooh, nice Umbreon in there. Solid Umbreon pull. Ooh, wow, we've been picking up some of these Umbreons. We've been getting lucky with them. Any Lantern Slabs? I had Lantern Slabs just a little while ago. I think I might have graded one specifically because I think I remember hearing you say you like them. And I don't know if they're still around, though. There might be a Poker Lantern Slab somewhere. All right, that's for Team Rocket Grunt. 6 packs. Not bad, actually. You know, this was a mix. Oh, it's really good, actually. Look at this. So these were a mix of like 2 boxes. Remember, it was a mix of 2 boxes. You got 3 Pokeballs and a Lugia out of there. Wow. And they're all kind of solid ones. Umbreon's obviously very good. Dust Noir's, eh. And then Slow King's decent. And Lugia's decent. There you go. Team Rocket Grunt. All right. You'd be over here. We're heading into the fall and winter time. Pokemon cards tend to do pretty well during that time period as people begin to play indoors. The weather gets cold. You're not going on summer vacation anymore. You're not going boating anymore. People are bored. Miss 6, 1 Gem 2, 1 Chinese, 151. You got it. Miss 6, Gem 2, and Chinese 151. You know what you ought to do, Mr. CS Man? You ought to open up 1 box of the Korean White Flare and 1 box of the Korean Black Bolt just to show everyone what it's like. Because that's a cool set. Car. Little Bow Wow built the rocket car. Here's Oddish, and here's... Okay, we got a Jolteon. Nice. Kind of want to keep the Umbreon in the front. I like these Gem 2s. I bought up a whole bunch of cases of those. Probably like 6 or 7 cases. Now I'm just going to sit on them for a while. All right. Miss 6. Miss 6. Here we are. They had cars parachuting out of military planes. Sounds about right. Thank you so much, 6. We really appreciate your orders. We have another pending Trevor Carpenter order. They got a $130 order pending. I don't know why that is. Okay. Now we have Mr. CS-Man, 18 more of the black ones, and an extra $6 to inspect the 2 best pulls. You got it, man. Let's go get 2 more Black Bolt ETBs. Good luck. All right, here we are. So we'll put this one here, or not. Get that back up. Put this one here. Mr. Weiss is releasing Rent a Girlfriend Volume 2 on Halloween. Yeah, also there's that very sexual set coming out soon. What's it called? It's called, it's super inappropriate. It's called something like Animal Tester. I can't remember. What was it called? Brothel tester. What was it called? I don't remember what it was. Okay, there we go. Hey, what's up, Mr. Leftovers? How's it going, man? Grab this. Oh my god, dude. I'm gonna pull this whole setup down by accident. Animal tester? I don't remember the name of it, alright? I don't remember the name of it. It was some super lewd anime show that got canceled for literally being too close to the H word. I'm here to blank blank the Dragonites, put them on my tab. Thank you. All right. You like those Dragonites? Yeah, that's hot stuff, man. Okay, guys, this is 18 packs of Black Bolt for our friend, Mr. CS Man. Okay. Interspecies, right? But they're like animals, right? Like a lizard woman. So I don't know. Interspecies reviewer. Was that what it was called? Animal tester. Stupid as hell, man. My brain knew that that was in the proximity of the idea. All right. WTF, that's a card set. For Weiss, it's going to be, do you think we should open it, or do you think it's too highly inappropriate? We've had inappropriate card sets before, like Sneaker Bunko 1, which I still own Sneaker Bunko 1. I think I'm supposed to hold that and keep grading it. Okay, Cobalion. If it's for furries, bring it. All right, let me contact my guy. It's called Interspecies Reviewer. There we go. What comes after death? I don't know. That's one of those existential crisis kind of things, man. We don't know. You can't remember what went on before you were born, can you? Maybe just nothing. Here's Solosis. Here's Caressel. A lot of religions have different versions of heaven where you die and everything's good after you died. But you know, that sounds a lot like wishful thinking, especially when you realize all the religions have a different version of heaven. So somebody's lying. Somebody doesn't know the truth. They're just making it up, pulling it out of their butt. Yeah. Follow our religion. You'll get this, you'll get that. Do what we tell you. You'll get this, you'll get that. You don't know who's telling the truth and not. We are. So it could just be nothing. We don't have any memories before being born. After death, it's the mega evolution. If you get reborn, how do you want to be reborn? You are? Do you guys believe in reincarnation? I want to be reincarnated as a cow, so I can just go moo. Easy. Way less complicated than normal human life. Although maybe it depends on what kind of cow. I'd want to be a cow in India, not in the United States. Those cows don't get treated well. Those cows are going to get turned into food. We are. What wasn't great? LMAO, do you believe in God? I believe that we don't know how everything came about. So there's a lot of unanswered questions. And so, like, we don't know what caused the big boom. We don't know why physics work. You know, like everyone, there's the argument that there's a beginning to it all, or maybe there is no beginning. But whatever the case is, there's like a source of the beginning of all things, right? And so what is that? Is it just some benign act of force? You know, like is physics just, it is physics because it is? You know, is it totally faceless, thoughtless, non-conscious? Or is it some sort of powerful being that has the ability to start things if it wishes? You know, so it's one of those questions that humans ask themselves all the time. And that's kind of how we came up with religions. We said, well, I think it's a conscious being. In fact, it's God. And then you got, over the years, you got these religious figures that rose up like Moses, Muhammad, and Jesus. And Moses said, well, God talks to me. I'll tell you what it's all about. And then Muhammad said, well, God talks to me. I'll tell you what it's all about. And then Jesus said, I'm the son of God. So do what I tell you. So those guys, they got books written about them and everything. You got to have a book written about you. Dang, man, one of you guys ought to write a book about me. We are. You have a book written about you. That's very important. So they had books written, and now huge groups of people follow Muhammad and think that the Jews and the Christians are stupid. Then there's a different group. They follow Moses, and they think the Christians and the Muslims are stupid. And then you got the Christians. They follow the writings of Jesus, and they think that the Jews are wrong and the Muslims are stupid. So that's what's going on. Is you look at that, and it just kind of, if you put them all in a room together, you just look at it and you go, this can't be right. This is crazy. It just looks kind of crazy a little bit, doesn't it? Somebody's wrong. All right. That's for CS Man. So for me, though, I just, I'm very thoughtful about it. I like to be thoughtful about it. I don't subscribe to any strong beliefs about unprovable things. Look at that. Poniard, Clang, Muna, and Excadrill. This time you got 3 nice ARs. However, I'm not so sure these are the hard-hitting Pokemon like Seismitoad was. If you were lucky, you could have pulled Haxorus out of the ARs. This time you also pull another etched card. It's an SR rarity, which is lower than the alt art, and it's Excadrill, which also might not be as popular. So I'd say this round was a little tougher, okay? Jesus was never hostile. Yeah, everyone's got their version, and oh, mine is better, yours is worse. And there's a never-ending religious war over it. It goes on and on and on and on and on. I do not want to participate in it. I do not want to participate. I'm not interested. I'm all about the Pokemon cards. You are? Some people really invest all their time into that debate. I'm into the Pokemon cards. That's it. Jesus was never hostile. Religions have always helped humans feel comfortable answering these questions. Yeah, I suppose religions sort of, they make sense of the world a bit. They give you some structure too. They're like, don't stab people. Why? Well, Jesus said not to. All right, that's pretty good. So there's a Voltorb. Look at that Voltorb for $500. That's kind of expensive. Jesus said, if you stab that guy, you're not invited to his cool dinner party. So there's going to be Merlin. Merlin Voltorb. Actually, is that right? Does it say Pop 1? Let me see if it's still Pop 1. Guess there's nothing to look up if it's Pop 1. I have the only one, right? It is. It's Pop 1. Pop 1. You're looking at mine. That's this one. This picture featured on the channel. It's Pop 1, and it's this one. It's the only one. How strange. I don't really know what to do with that. I guess I'll sell this on eBay. I don't know. I don't think it's going to sell here on the table. All right. Very nice. Just tell me which religion lets me have multiple wives. There we go. Messing with you. That's the one I'm trying to get into. Multiple wives. All right. Okay, Voltorb. Okay. And this one. So we're going to say Pop 1. Maybe. Okay. Do you think Pokemon will cool off again? Sure. Yeah, we've talked about this multiple times. I think Pokemon will cool off. I think Pokemon's going to cool off after enough time passes. So first of all, I think that when enough time passes, people start to go, man, I don't want Pokemon. What I want is a new car. I want a new home. I want to retire, or I need money for healthcare, or my aging parent who just got cancer. So, as time passes, people have problems pop up. However, the real cool-off occurs when the stock market drops, when a major political world event occurs, and it's a negative one, when Bitcoin drops, and when Pokemon puts out a new game, and you play the game, and it sucks. So that's when Pokemon cards tend to drop in price. So Legends CA could either get good reviews or bad reviews, And that could really change the price of the cards. All right, so I'll say eBay on that to help myself remember that. What is the English 151 UPC? Oh, that's a fantastic thing to open. So the 151 UPC is probably one of the hottest items on the menu. Basically, it's going to give you, I don't remember how many booster packs of 151, but it gives you a whole bunch of booster packs, and then it gives you 3 very good exclusive promos. There's an alternative art Mew promo, an alternative art Mew 2 promo, and then there's even a metal card, a metal Mew card that you cannot pull out of any booster pack. You can only get it out of the 151 UPC. You can tell it's a good product because it keeps going up in price. It just keeps going up. So one more part to your order, Mr. CS Man. I can see you ordered 2 pre-grades and I did not spend those. Sorry about that. So let's go ahead and locate some cards to pre-grade. In this event, I want to pre-grade well, tell you what, do you want to save those 2 pre-grades? Because I don't know, Muna and Clang and Ponyard just don't seem like strong candidates for grading, but I would probably pre-grade the Clang and the Ponyard maybe. The Muna immediately looks off center, so that one doesn't need a pre-grade. Mister, just want to let you know the audio's popping. Yeah, save it? Gotcha. All right, let me change the audio. All right, very good. How nice. Lovely. Okay. Good. Oh, I was about to put you in the wrong box. Look at me. About to put you in the CH box. You're going in the CZ box. CZ. There we go. Tally-ho! Now, what's next? We have Hathem 2 Full Metal Alchemist. Okay, here's these. And I suppose you probably want this. The little bonus pack. The promotional pack. God inside you, Cody. He's inside of all of us. I'm on my knees for Jesus. All right, here's Full Metal Alchemist. Sneep. Sneep. Very nice. Talking about religion pisses a lot of people off. It's not a good subject. All right, you ready? Okay, the promo card is a holographic Envy. I don't consent for that. Trump is Jesus. Trump! Oh. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Mei Chang. All right, you got the cool Kung Fu Girl. And Edward Elric. These are pretty neat, guys. You know, these didn't sell much day 1, but we have now sold through 2 more boxes of them. So they have moved a little bit. There's a little bit of interest in Full Metal Alchemist. Okay, I think it's the case that people have to see what you get out of them, you know? So this would be an example of like a hit card, and here you can see it looks a lot fancier, and you might grade it. You just have to imagine getting like one of the more popular characters, maybe like Lust, maybe like the girl mechanic, whatever her name was. Maybe the brothers, the metal suit of armor, Alphonse. All right. Next up, we have a order for Weatherman Max, 1990s The Simpsons. The Simpsons. Where are the Simpsons? Oh, there they are. I see them. Okay. Popping this up here. Yo, man. Bart. 1990s, Matt Groening. Matt's so cool. Matt Groening, Mike Judge, the creator of King of the Hill and Beavis and Butthead. Beavis, you're an idiot. Watch it, dude. Okay. Here's Calm Down, Boy. It was just a nightmare. Anybody see Maggie? Another day of parental oppression. Quiet genius at work, man. Marge, you're my wife, but cupcakes are my mistress. I can't wait to see the happy little elves. Ay, caramba. All right, there it is. It's Emily. How are you tonight, Emily? We were just waiting for you. People in here are saying, where's Emily? Where's Emily? We haven't seen her. Alex was distraught. All right, very nice. That's for you, Mr. Weatherman. Ugh. Move this here. Haha. Cool stuff, thanks. Yeah, so out of these cards, the top card, this one right here, this is the gradable card. These are hard to grade 10. When they do grade 10, they go for a lot of money. Emily left because of Louis 3. Louis 3. I don't think that's true. You guys are always beating up on poor Louis. Louis is just a nice guy. Ooh, look at that golden Giratina. Don't you guys want to own that? Sparkly as hell, dude. I bet you it's like 40 bucks, too. I bet you it barely costs anything. Okay, you ready? So this is Lost Abyss 2022 era card. He was considered a hit out of the box, if you recall. So that is an actual hit. But obviously, he's not an alt art. That's the golden version of the card. So this is going to say Lost Abyss Giratina 125. Okay, we want the cheapest one. Buy it now. Yeah, that is an affordable card. So it's almost like his price hasn't changed from back in the day. So he's going to be about $70 as a 10. And he's just really pretty. That's it. That's all there is to that story. All right, all right, all right, all right. Good. Here's Entei. Now that's already been priced. Vileplume for 40 bucks. Suicune, which needs a price update. How are you today, Miss Emily? I hear you're on the hunt for meaning and happiness. Welcome to our philosophy club, where we talk about the finer things in life. Okay, so the price on this is coming down for sure. Looks like the cheapest one is $200. Ours is at $210. We're going to go to $190 on this card. No, you're a towel. Louis is the TCC mascot. Here we are. I guess he would be more like the Hamburglar. Who would be the Hamburglar? Would it be him? I don't know if it would be the Hamburglar. All right. Oh. All right. I quit because of people. You quit? What'd you quit? Smoking? Smoking's bad for you. All the doctors say so. Okay, that's done. That's done. Let's take a look. I'm looking around. There's no orders in the queue. Let's start putting together a mega break. We are putting together a mega break. So we've got a Gunslinger. That is brand new. We've got Pokemon Black Bolt. We got Pokemon White. Beautiful. Is it worth opening up the English 151 UPC? CS Man, I would say that it is. Let me show you something that might surprise you, CS Man. So the metal card that comes out of there does tend to have a high grading tends to have a high success rate at getting the 10. So this will say Mew 151, oops, 151 Ultra Premium. All right, so check this out. So this metal Mew has a high rate of grading 10, and that one card, this is one of the 3 promos. This one card goes for $130. Okay, so and then you've got some other really important cards that come out of there too. The problem is whether or not they grade 10. So check this out. This is the second promo you get out of there. So you get this guy right here. It's this Mew Alt Art. And he just sold for $690 by himself. One promo. One promo. See, there it is. That sold today for $690. Now that is one promo. You've seen the metal one. Now watch this. There's one more to show off. Okay, so it's the Mewtwo. Remember, I told you there's a Mewtwo. So we're going to go to sold. All right, so the last Mewtwo promo from that set sold for $400 by himself. $400. So really, if either the Mew Alt Art or the Mewtwo Alt Art promo grades 10, well, the Mew will pay for the whole thing by itself. The Mewtwo almost pays for the whole thing. So if anything, the Ultra Premium Collection is set to go up higher over time because it's going to, people are going to see that that's a very serious value. They're going to see that that's worth the risk. But again, it comes with like 15 packs or something like that too. So you're not just getting those promos. You're actually getting product. You're getting booster packs. And those booster packs can contain pretty significant pulls themselves. So overall, it's quite good. What about Prismatic? That one is more recent. It just came out recently. It gives you a shot for, you saw some Prismatic getting opened, right? So it costs a little more than just straight up opening Prismatic packs. That's because you're getting a EV promo with it, and I don't know about that one. It only gives you one promo. So if you want that promo, that SPC will give you the promo guaranteed. And then if it grades 10, I think it probably does pretty good numbers. I bet you that EV goes for a lot of money. It probably goes for like 150. But the 151 gives you 3 promos, and they're pretty good. Again, Mew Alt Art, Mew Metal, which sells for like 130, and it tends to grade 10. And the Mewtwo Alt Art. So that's why that set costs so much, because those Alt Arts are extremely good ones. Yeah, but the SPC Prismatic, that only gives you one bonus card. It gives you the EV card, and then it gives you, gives you a chunk of Prismatics as well. You'll notice it's cheaper though. So, it's all about cost to reward, right? Could you do 600? I appreciate the offer, but I don't do any price negotiations. That's part of the channel rules, so that every time you come here to buy, you don't have to worry about negotiating. So we don't do that. If you don't want it, here's what'll happen. I'll tell you what'll happen. And I can promise you this. In about a month, it's just going to go up in price anyways. So about 1 month, the price you see right now on it will just be higher. So I don't really care if you offer, a lower price on it, because I'll just hold it, because it'll just make money for me by not being opened. Those originally, by the way, those 151, those originally cost 100. So I've seen them go from 100 to 500 to soon it'll be 1,000. And you know how you know it'll be 1,000? Because if you add the Mew and the Mewtwo together in value, that's 1,000 by itself when they grade 10. So that'll go to 1,000. And I'm not like buying up tons of those off the market. I think I've got a nice stash of them and I'm satisfied with it. I'm actually kind of focused on Destined Rivals. I really like that set. So Destined Rivals, although that's pretty expensive already, Destined Rivals is. But I think I have like 6 or 7 cases of that one. Emily says, I wish people would stop blaming me when they are wrong. Then so my boyfriend cheated on me, the same rapper guy. Emily, why are you talking to the rapper guy? I already told you the rapper guy's no good. He's just no good. That's just how it works. You have to understand there's like rules to the world. If you get with the rapper guy, is because you don't want to have, like a husband material guy. You just want to have fun. But he's going to be terrible all the time. He just never won't be. Think about musicians for a second. Musicians have like a 0.01% chance of succeeding. It's horrible. It's extremely difficult. So like 99% of them will fail, right? If they fail, that makes them a broke boyfriend. So now you got to pay for your broke boyfriend, or they get a job doing something almost like music adjacent, and that just pays a little bit. But, so if they fail in their music career, he's going to get some other crappy job, and then he's not a rapper. And then you're going to be like, oh, he's not a rapper anymore. But if he sticks to it, he's going to fail. And then you got a broke boyfriend. You got a starving artist. And you got to pay for him. He's going to put his hands on your hips behind you on Walmart and be like, thanks, babe, when you buy him Pokemon cards. And it's going to be super embarrassing. Now, there's the other very small chance that he does succeed. But if he succeeds, he's not married to you. He's married to his music. His music will become his wife. You will not be the wife. You will be number 2. His music and his audience will be number 1, and you will be number 2. There's not even a competition. Not even close. He would never put his music on hold for you. You will always be number 2 to his music. And so now you get to run around and just be sort of like this person you hope he treats well, but he'll probably cheat on you because he's going to have people following him, okay? So that's how it really works. That's why it makes no sense. Just go get a nice guy. You don't need to have this rapper guy. It doesn't make any sense. But, you know, that's what music's all about. Music's very tempting for people. All right, so, I'm going to go ahead and refresh here. Just another night at work, just chilling. But he's got sick bars. Then don't be with him. Well, according to him, I was a fat HOA. Oh, HOAs are terrible. They charge way too much money. If you're shopping for a home, keep a close eye on HOA fees. All right, Mr. CS Man. He says 151. Going. All right, we got it. Let's get that 151, bro. 151 time. I gotta get more of these ultra premium collections figured out because these guys are one of the best selling products. People love them. All right, step number 1. I have to go buy a replacement for this so my inventory doesn't go down. Okay. He called you a fat HOA. We take offense to that. All right, let's see. Wait. Oh, okay. I can't acquire this one. That one has a very specific rule to it. You actually have to pick it up. Hold on. We don't want product from Canada anymore because Canada comes with a tariff fee. All right, and here we have it. All right, so replacement coming right in. Maybe he'll start off slow as a local rapper and need you along the way. Need you? What? Okay, so the price remains the same for now. Let's go ahead and get this open. Haha. So we used to be able to zoom out on the other streaming software, but YouTube does not allow that. So you don't get the zoom out. The YouTube app doesn't do it. Do you think I get one of these sealed as an investment too? And could you tell me where you get your sealed stuff, or is that confidential LMAO? Well, you can always shop for it online, however you wish. Sometimes the best way to buy product is from somebody direct that you trust, like on Instagram. You know, because if you avoid places like eBay, there's not a bunch of eBay taxes and eBay fees. So it's important to kind of build up relationships with people you know. All right. There's a lot of stuff you can actually buy and put on, you know, put into reserve. Basically what you'd be doing if you did that, you'd be Pokemon card investing rather than stock investing or crypto investing or gold and silver investing. It's a very popular thing right now because it's done pretty well over time. The question is, does it continue to do well with everyone knowing about it? Or will it collapse like Beanie Babies did a long time ago? No one really knows. It's a gamble. Like when you buy Bitcoin, you don't know that Bitcoin is definitely going up. You hope so. Some people very confidently believe so, but you won't know until hindsight, until after it's gone up or after it's gone down. So here are your two alt arts that you saw sell for a lot of money. These will be worth pre-grading. These guys right here. This guy will probably grade 10, so he's probably worth grading. Now here are these. I have crushes on way too many country singers. Who do I pick? Here we are. Emily, as your counselor, I recommend that you focus on picking up a decent job. Maybe you get a job at Target, and then head off to community college to receive a 2-year degree in medicine, doing pretty much any job in medicine. And then once you have a nice job in medicine, you're going to be able to rub elbows with other people who work at the hospital and meet a nice boyfriend. And in the meantime, you can just date some guys for fun, but you shouldn't force yourself to date a narrow group of guys. You should just look for somebody who has a nice pair of parents. Although if you'd used that rule with me, you would not have picked me, I suppose. But because I did not have a nice pair of parents. But try to meet a normal guy with a nice pair of parents. And yeah, just try to aim for wholesomeness. Someone who's wholesome. All right, here goes. Here's Magikarp. Here's Articuno. Get somebody with ambition, but also some intelligence. Here's Lickitung, Blasty Boy. No, let her get pregnant like an upstanding American teen mom. You know what? I'm past shaming teen moms. We shamed women in the past, teenagers, high schoolers, all ages. We shamed them for doing like the most natural thing, which is just having babies. And now virtually every single developed country has a population decline problem. Look at that Dragonair. So we made it unpopular to have babies. And it's like, that's a terrible culture, I've realized. If somebody has a baby, that's a celebration. There we go. My mom had 11 babies. And that's weird too. And people frown on that kind of stuff. But I wouldn't be here if she didn't have a bunch of babies. So, you know, got to stop with the horribleness. Now, probably what you meant, though, is, you know, getting a teen pregnancy and not having a very good father to help take care of the baby. So you don't want that situation. You do want to shop around and pick a suitable partner, because that partner, they're not just there to fulfill your happiness and family and all that other stuff. They're a business partner. You're a person who you marry. That's who you make your money with. That's who you make your house with. So you got to be strategic. And you got to read about it, too. I think it's so important to read. You got to read. You got to go look up guides and look up advice from older, wise people who might have written books about these subjects. Go get advice. People who might be smarter than your parents, or maybe you don't have parents. I didn't have parents, so I had to go reading and learning, and that was really important for me. What do we got? We've got Sandshrew, Golbat, and Dragonite. Roar. Even this Dragonite could be a pretty good card if it grades 10. Could you use the 2 grades? Yes, we should pre-grade these. Those are very good choices for the pre-grade. We're looking for an alt-art to pop out of here, by the way. That would net you a lot of money if you could pull pretty much any of the alt-arts. Here's Marowak. We're also looking for Gengar Hollow. We're looking for the good ARs. You pulled a Dragonair earlier. There you go. You got a nice card. You got the Golden Mew. Beautiful. So you'll notice this Golden Mew looks similar to the Metal Mew, but they're different. So if you were here, this one's very heavy and it's made out of metal. This one's a golden Pokemon card. Pretty interesting. All right. My ex always talked about that weird stuff. I didn't like it. What? Mister wasn't born. He just emerged from the ground. That is the origin story for me. Oh, yeah, a little Wigglytuff. No, I had a pretty bad pair of parents. We were pretty poor. They were pretty stressed out and made poor choices, I'm sure. And so I left when I was 17, and I knew that I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. And so I started reading. And it's so important to read. So be sure to do a lot of reading. Ask for advice from people who are wise, older than you. And don't get too... you got to realize a lot of the way you behave and feel and think, those are just your instincts. You know, like a deer in the wild. Those are your instincts. But you're a human. You're smarter than the deer. So you can open up a book, and even if you're scared, or even if you're tempted, or even if you're angry, or even if you're sad, you don't have to agree with the way that you feel. You can actually change the direction you're going because your brain is able to choose goals and direct you away from your instincts and toward a goal. So set your goals up to be really good. And no matter what you're feeling each day, you can be like, I'm feeling sad today, but that's all right because I got this goal and I'm going to go work on that. Or I'm tempted to do this bad thing, you know, but don't do it because you got goals. We are. All right. Very important. Humans do that. Other animals do not do that. So here we have a nice Psyduck pull. Psyduck AR. The Wigglytuff's not very good. The Mew is good, but I can see it from here. He's off center, so he's not going to grade 10. I like this little Dragonite. He's nice. Kangaskhan. I like this little Pikachu, but he's off center. This Dragonite, very nice. Very nice. Dragonite is nice. So he goes in the nice pile. Here's Blasty Boy. This Mew, very nice. And then we got these two cards. We're going to get a pre-grade on these. Now, that means I have to snip them, okay? We're going to snip them out of their holders. We got to do that in order to look at them, okay? Well, this one, actually, it seems like it could stay in its holder. I got to snip the other one for sure. It's very close. I like the centering a lot on this card. So your centering is good. There is just one issue I'm seeing, and it's this half dot up here. See that? It's a very weak dot, but that would count as a bad corner. So it depends on PSA's harshness that day. So look at those other corners. Those look pretty clean, don't they? So you're real close. It's probably close enough to consider trying it just to see if you get lucky. So if this was my card, it would go out just because we're trying to get lucky. It leans more toward a 9 than a 10, right? But again, remember that conversation about borderline cards. Cards that are borderline. They're almost a 10, almost a 9. Somebody has to make a decision on that, and they might actually decide in your favor. Okay, so he's more borderline. I'd call him 9.5. Okay, and then this one has to be opened. We got to open this one in order to see it. Okay. All right, good luck. So we're looking at the card now. Okay, my eyes are immediately drawn to a little notch at the top right here. So this will make it fail at BGS. And then this lip as well. And then as you can see, this card also has, well, I'd almost call that a full dot the way that looks. So I would anticipate this Mew being more like a 9. Once again, the centering, though, is really good, which is lucky because the centering on these often is not good. But this one has great centering. So I would say this is a strong 9, and the Mewtwo is like a 9.5. It's always tough like that. Did you know that, CS Man? It's always tough like that. You never really get cards that are just perfect, you know? You never do. That's why pristine grades are so valuable, guys. If you ever see a pristine grade up here on the table, take advantage of it, because those are pretty hard to get. All right. Hey, what's up, Mr. LaFlame? You know why men born with 2 heads? They use one to drain the women, the other to fill her up. What? All right. Ha 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 ha. Jokes. Very funny. Those are some good ones. Which one of these pulls do you think I send? Well, let's take a quick look at the Mew price as a 9. It might actually still be so valuable that it's worth it. So as a 9, the Mewtwo sells for... 9s don't sell for as much as 10s, okay? So the Mewtwo goes for $47. You would simply break even on the Mewtwo. The Mew goes for... Okay, it looks like the Mew does go for a little more. Looks like the Mew is selling for about $75. So, but the Mewtwo is the one that looks like it had a better shot. Yeah, it's hard to say, man. That's a tough decision. If you send this guy out and he grades 9, when he comes back, you will only be able to break even on him. If you send this guy out, he probably will be a 9, and you will only make about $30 over the cost. So, you know, that's part of the fun of opening cards is, will they be 10s or not? And I'm saying probably 9, probably 9.5. If you're lucky, that gets bumped into a 10. If you're lucky. I assume you stay Big Island. I heard Mr. has a homemade sardine cologne, and it makes carrots go crazy. Oh, yeah, she can't get away from the delicious stink of dead fish. It's her favorite flavor. Let me come over for some poo-poo platters and beer. I'm tired, says Emily. Emily, why are you tired? Are you sick and tired of people, Emily? I'm sick and tired of it. I'm tired of it. Tired of all these jerk rapper boyfriends. Maybe I'll just get a country singing boyfriend. There you go. All right. There's Mew, and here's Mewtwo. Any of the other cards behind those I should send as well. Yeah, I can take a quick look at that. So basically, this Mew is probably worth sending out. We sent a lot of these out to grade, and the vast majority of them did grade 10, but occasionally they grade 9. Those grade 10 pretty easily. Let's see the back of it. Yeah, like this one looks pretty decent. So, I don't know. I feel like that would probably be a 9. And then the Dragonair. Dragonair has a little bit of a bad corner up here. So you zoom in to see it. Watch this. See that? Okay, we don't like that whiting on that edge. CS men, you're learning why the slabs are so pricey. And then here's Psyduck. Wah. I don't like the, so on the bottom of this Psyduck, I don't like the severity of the lip. Look at the severity of that lip. That's really heavy. I almost feel like PSA would give that a 6. Because they'll say that's damage. So I think this card will grade 6. Wow. So it shows you it's tough out there, man. It's tough. This Mew, this one's kind of off center. Yep. It's fat on one side, thin on the other. Off center, off center, off center. And then you have your Wigglytuff. And he's got a half dot here and a half dot here. Plus, he's not very valuable. So there you go. Your options are to send this guy off and hope for a 10. You can send these two off and hope that one of them turns into a 10 and becomes significantly more valuable, but probably a 9. Could be a 9. There we go. Those are my thoughts. You also have all these lovely hollows, by the way. Sometimes a hollow can do you good, like this Jolteon. They take a lot of time and effort, to be honest with you, because you cannot send any of these off to have them turn into 9s. They have to grade 10, because these are really low margin types of cards to grade. You also are better off sending them to a company yourself instead of having me do it. And try to send it to a cheap company. Like, for example, I could take a whole bunch of hollows and maybe send them off to CGC to get the cheaper CGC grading, and then maybe like the pristine 10s would be profitable. You know what I'm saying? Tell your friend Dagoon, Emily. That will make them feel better. Says Brusco Man. Let's see. One of my friends are going through depression. Have you told them to open Pokemon cards? Your friend should come in here and open some Pokemon. They'll feel right as rain. Because Pokemon cards make you feel right as rain. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Open your heart to yourself. Respect what you want. Things will fall into place. I'm going to put this on a Live, Laugh, Love plaque in my living room. We are. I had a feeling. I met girls that don't hang out with girls. Open Gundam cards too. I don't. I only engage with those I trust. In all honesty, opening Pokemon cards brought me out of the dumps. Well, it's a nice thing. It's a nice thing. It's a bit of fun, bit of an activity. And it's social too. It's a very sociable activity. Thank you, Mr. CS-Man. He kept us going there, guys. Hey, let's get you up on this giveaway tonight, Mr. CS-Man. So we got this Malamar slab being handed out. We're going to say number 1, CS-Man. This stream brought to you by CS Man. Okay, spot number 2. Let's hand this out to Nate L. Okay, spot number 2 is Nate L. Spot number 3. Whipple. Okay. Spot number 4 will be handed out later tonight. There will only be 6 spots, okay? We're going to hit refresh on all entries now. Reset entries. Do you want to get into the giveaway? You need to type in TCC. Type it now to have a shot at the giveaway. Why don't we price up a new card? Here we have one. This beautiful Ivysaur. Look at that. Gorgeous. Okay, and let's get a little label on this. They always say, shut up. My parents don't like talking to me. Your parents don't like talking to you? That's really tough. We are. You know, that's not a unique thing. A lot of people experience having difficult relationships with their parents, so you're not alone on that. It could be really hard to be rejected by your parents because you kind of very naturally expect to just receive nothing but unconditional love from your parents. So getting rejected by your parents is pretty tough, especially when you're as young as like 18 years old. It's pretty hard to process all that. It gets easier as you get older, but you know, you kind of understand people a little bit as you get older. You know, you understand people are crazy. Here we go. Ivysaur Classic. Trust me, I'm a certified psychologist. I'm TheCardconomist. Did you know that? All right. This is free therapy, guys. So, I took psychology in college. I've got a psychology degree. There we go. All right. Ooh, very nice. And didn't Dr. Phil go like, he went like hardcore Republican. There you go. Wasn't he like traveling with ICE agents or some crazy crap like that? Like, what the hell? I think I saw that on TV. Okay, so now we've got Mr. Them for HoloLive Curious Universe. Yes, sir. Let's get you some Curious Universe. The universe is very curious. This isn't Curious Universe. This is a different version that no one is buying either. How about this? Is this Curious Universe? Nope, this is an open box of that other stuff. I might take this out of the room until someone buys some. I support ICE, says Brusque. I dislike psychologists picking your brain to know your life story. I'm scared to do that. Edwin says boo. All right, so let me go get some of these boxes. All right, out. All right, here we are. Whew. There we go. Konnichiwa! This is HoloLive Curious Universe. Give it a try. It's in the menu. You gotta scroll down for it. Oh, I'm out of drink. Oh, I want my drink. There we go. Corn, it has the juice. It's corn. A big something with knobs. I like the juice. He likes the juice. Tossing that. The whole ICE situation is pretty tough. I feel like the Democrat Party really invited a lot of people over, and then the Democrats took power, and now they're saying, yeah, so let's just dump you out of here now. So I do feel sorry for people kind of getting torn up by that. It's sort of a failure of the government, the Republicans and the Democrats fighting with each other, you know. It's not good. It's a waste of money, too, by the way. It's a waste of money. The whole thing's a waste of money. Should have never been that way. Should have been like a guest worker visa program so that you could come here and work, and it wouldn't be such a controversial thing. But, you know, the Democrats and the Republicans will never agree on anything, so it's kind of sad. It's a mess. Here we are. Look at that. Ho-ho! Winking girl. There we go. Oh, you know, we need all these houses for affordable housing, and to think that there's people who came over here working on the houses and now they're getting deported by ICE. I'm telling you, there should be like a worker visa program, a simple one for stuff just like that. And we just don't do that. Japan does it. Japan has, they're opening up worker visa programs. There we go. But, you know, then you hear other stories like the one guy, he was like from India or something, and he got a truck driver's license in California, and he was not a legal citizen. And he just caused a car wreck that killed 3 people because he made an illegal U-turn. So that's all over the news right now. That's a big one. People are saying, how did he even get the license? You're not allowed to do that. California let him have one. And now somebody in another state dies because of it. We are. All right. Very nice. So, you know, it's just going to keep being a political subject. There's really probably no good solutions will ever come out either. It's pretty sad. It's going to get bad soon. If y'all don't hear from me, just know I threw my phone away. What? Don't throw your phone away. You'd have to buy a new one. Phones are expensive. We are. Besides, how would you doom scroll TikTok? Don't you doom scroll? You got to doom scroll. Here's Red Jack of Spades. There's the Yoshi egg and Nazgul. You want to see a close-up on this one? Ooh, that's definitely a Nazgul, maybe. Okay, very cool. Boys are stupid. Yeah, friggin' boys. Not me, though. Here's CS Men. Send those guaranteed cards to PSA. All right, you got it, man. I hope they get some good grades. Maybe they get some lucky grades. We'll find out. I'm betting that the Mew gets a 9, though. Oh, wait, it's in this bag. I hate that app. What? Well, how are you going to watch viral TikTok trends like the dance? Here we are. And, you know, the cool things. All right. Very good. Remind me of some viral TikTok songs. Troy gets it. She said boys, not men. Delete the app. Problem solved. I don't even have TikTok. I'm a man. Hey, it's me, TheCardconomist here. I'm not a boy like the other ones. We got terms like that, don't we? Like separating the boys from the men. Red is my favorite trainer. Is that what the poker card is really going for? Yep, it really is. $130. Actually, I consider that cheap. $130 is cheap because the blue deck tends to be close to $1,000. It is. And he's just one card out of the blue deck, and he does not always grade 10. Not just that, but he isn't always in the deck. So he actually rotates with Gary Oak and probably a third thing. So he is not a guaranteed pull in a blue deck. You might have to buy 2 to 3 blue decks just to get one Jack red trainer red. Hey guys, it's me, TheCardconomist. I sell propane and propane accessories. There you go. All right. Tossing that. TheCardconomist is by men. TheCardconomist by men for men. Hey guys, welcome to the stream, everybody. It's me, TheCardconomist. There. All right. It's gonna get bad because I blocked my X on everything. What? This is the Man Podcast. We're sponsored by the specialists at Dr. John's prostate checking clinics. Be sure to get your prostate checked. There you are. All right. This channel just got good. Wait, mister, did you guys end up finding a place to move to? We're still talking about that. Kirsten and I talk about moving potentially to Tennessee. We're still talking about it. We're going blah, blah, blah. Mister's lost it. Mister, you need to talk like that for the rest of the stream. My wife was the same way. Her ex till I pulled up on his driveway with the gun in my hand and told him he has one more time. My wife was the same way. Her ex till I pulled up to his driveway with the gun. I live in Tennessee. Yeah, do you? Is it nice over there? All right. Whew. I like that Tennessee has a very similar cost of living to Missouri, but it has a no taxes. Actually, let me see if there's been an update on that in Missouri. All right, let's see. Missouri, no tax state. Missouri does not have an inheritance or estate tax. Missouri just became one of the first states to have no capital gains tax, apparently. Missouri becomes the first state to eliminate the capital gains tax in landmark tax overhaul. Wow. Missouri to become the first U.S. state to exempt stock and crypto sale profits. Cool. Missouri's new tax cut bill sets the stage for a flat tax future April 14th. They're going to reduce the percent to 3.7 over 10 years. I mean, man, I don't know. If they got rid of the state taxes, honestly, I would just stay because I already own a fantastic property over here. I don't know. It's tough, man. It is tough. You guys get tornadoes over there, says Weatherman Max. Tennessee gets tornadoes. Missouri gets tornadoes. Yeah, these are tornado states. If you have a nice home with a basement, you're fine. Nothing's going to happen. Tornadoes are windy storms. They get really bad sometimes. There's like killer tornadoes. Many tornadoes, not that bad. And if you just have a nice, strong brick home with a basement, you're fine. You're fine. You're going to be fine in the basement. It's those tornadoes that head over like big lots of like trailer homes or like slab homes where there's no basement. That's when a lot of people die. A lot of people die in those. And you're more likely going to get killed in a car accident than a tornado out here for sure. Here's Polly. And in my case, I'm going to die from eating too many cookies. That's why I'm on a diet. Here's Polyrath. Look at that Polyrath. He's so pretty. Tennessee doesn't get tornadoes. Haha, I've seen one in 33 years, and I'm 33. Yeah, actually, it's kind of the same with tornadoes in Missouri. We get them every year. I've never seen one. I've never seen one. You hear about them all the time, but they just hit randomly all over the state. And every now and then, like, some area gets struck, and it's, like, not near me. So I guess it's kind of like a negative lottery where you get hit and you're unlucky. But I have been lucky the whole time. I don't know. Joplin, Missouri got killed, though, man. A big tornado, big Category 4 or Category 5 tornado passed over them. And unfortunately, it passed right through a town where no one had basements. And so there was a big discussion about the ethics of allowing homes with no tornadoes in a known tornado area. And it was really sad. A whole bunch of people died. People die in the Hawaiian fire. People die in the California fires. Natural disasters are a bitch, man. They're really bad. All right. I was in Joplin when that tornado at the Petro truck stop. You were in Joplin? That's very interesting. We are. I've never been. But I remember all of the aid that went to Joplin. It was everyone in Missouri was feeling sad for Joplin. So every single grocery store you went to, everywhere, they all had aid set up where you could make donations of food, water, you could buy stuff for them. And there were these huge efforts for these giant trucks filled with stuff to get in there. It was really sad. How many people died in the Joplin tornado? Let me look this up. How many died in the Joplin tornado? 161 people died and 1,000 people injured. That was in 2011. It was the deadliest single tornado in the United States since 1953. It was also the 7th deadliest tornado ever. Yeah. Whew. The deadliest tornado in the United States history was the tri-state tornado. I didn't know that. It swept through parts of Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana, causing widespread devastation and killing 695 people. The tornado was exceptionally long-lived and traveled a distance of 219 miles. That was in 1925. The deadliest tornado was in 1925. Could you imagine if it happened today, you would never hear the end of it on the news about how we caused it with like industrialization. It happened in 1925. Some years are just bad years. That's crazy. Polyrath. All right, Polyrath. Let's get him priced up. That's crazy as heck, man. It's just your time to go, I guess, you know. But, man, it's a scary way to go. I guess you probably get killed by blunt force trauma. You know, you probably get hit by a flying car or something like that, or your house crushes you. Ugh, terrible. All right, I don't want to think about that too much. That's too much. So, this Polyrath. Speaking of Polyrath, we're looking for a price for this guy. Here we are. The deadliest thing you do is drive your car, guys. You drive your car, every time you drive it, you risk. So car driving's scary enough. Almost 700 people and traveled 219 miles. That's crazy. That's crazy. Could you imagine a tornado traveling 219 miles? What is that? That's over 3 hours if you're driving 60 miles an hour. That's over 3 hours of driving to help you understand the distance. 3 hours of 60 miles an hour. I mean, that would be us driving past Branson. That's crazy. Especially if you're talking about a straight line too. That's really far. Oh, right. Mister, I still think if y'all do end up moving, you need to keep at least one of your properties there since there's so much development going on. It is. There's a lot of development going on. It is getting developed. We were out today just going to Walmart, picking up some Walmart food for our meager lives. I got some lean steak, and then we ate that tonight, and it was pretty lean. And, wow, that's only $35, really? That seems too cheap almost. I guess if he was a 10, I would have charged like $1 bazillion. Dude, he is so borderline. I want to send him to PSA. I don't know. Try not to think too much. Good night. My head hurts. Your head hurts? No! All right, so there's Polyrath. Oh, baby, look at this. I like that Yoshi egg. So at $48, this is actually cheaper than a lot of the Hanafuda cards I've sold. I've been grading Hanafudas for a while. They come out of these big decks or whatever, and they don't all grade 10. And basically, there's a whole bunch of Nintendo Mario characters in these cards. The Yoshi egg is very pretty looking. It's only 48. Maybe because it's so simple with the Yoshi egg on it. I don't know why. If it had like Mario on it, it might go for more like 60. Could be going for 75. Have a good one, Emily. All right. Sometimes when I hear people talk about their problems in life, I wish I could just like pop into their brains and just set everything straight, you know, like do this, do that, do this, do that. Like when you play a video game and you're trying to instruct the people on your team how to win. You know what I mean? We shoot the boss, then he goes into wave 2, then we need to grab the orbs, and then we need to shoot his toes, and then we slam the orbs into this hole over here, and then we win. You know what I mean? A lot of life is just that, isn't it? It's not that complicated. You just do the thing you're supposed to do, and that's it. But I know it's harder than that in the overall scheme of things. It's easy to simplify it, isn't it? So, we have a very special Cosmic Pattern Zubat. Very pretty. Cosmic Pattern Zubat. He graded 9. Maybe you crossed this to CGC. I don't know. But I'm going to give it a $65 price tag. I like him a lot. Did you ever get any of the Pokemon Hanafuda? I never did. It was already vastly overpriced. So I took that same money and did a totally different thing. I bought up poker cards, and poker cards have treated me very, very well. Oh, look, that was a very close price because, look, the Diglett is $70. So that was very close. That was a hunch that he should go for that price. All right, we'll keep the Diglett at 70. No, we'll change the Diglett to 65. Life very complicated when you're at a bad time financially. Yeah. Money is always an issue. Remember, money is a measurement of human productivity. So the solution is to become more productive. That's the solution. Money is a measure of human productivity. You have to go produce. You have to produce a good, produce a service, or get lucky. All right, here we are. So let's say your job is changing tires at a tire mechanic. The thing that you produce is mechanical work that other people don't want to do. Since they don't want to do it, they pay you to do it. You do it better and faster than them because you do it all day long. And then it's profitable. So you're being productive. You're producing a thing. So, okay, so let's say you're making like $20 an hour or $15 an hour, and you want to make more than that. That means you got to get into some kind of field or career where what you're working on is even more difficult and therefore more productive. So like a lawyer gets paid more than the tire mechanic because the lawyer's job is more complicated. So fewer people can do it, and he gets to negotiate a better price per hour of work. So that's the trick. You got to get into a job that's more complicated than the one you're doing. That's almost always the solution. So if you're not being paid enough, it means your job's not complicated enough. You need to do something harder and more complicated. And then you can ask yourself, what could I do that I would be good at? What could I do that could be really complicated that I could be good at that other people would be bad at? You'd be surprised at the answers. Some things that you find easy, other people find difficult. That's a fantastic that's a fantastic way to sort of like know which direction to go in life, right? Like I say this all the time. I got into YouTube. I tended to talk a lot as a kid. I talked so much I would get in trouble. And so there was this point where I was working on my YouTube channel and I said, I think I could actually do this. I like to explain things. And that was why I stuck to it, is because doing this thing, talking a lot, was easy for me. And I know plenty of people through life who really didn't like to talk, especially when it came to like computer science club. I met all types of people there, and many of them hated talking. They hated public talking. That's why nobody liked to go into the computer science club. They were terrified of it. They're terrified of social interaction. Here we are. All right, Weatherman Max. I gooned to Mister's voice. You better not. Mister, you and I have a logical brain. I've been told by my missus when she comes to me with her problem that she wants to be heard and not told what to do with logical ideas. I've heard of that too. I've heard relationship books where they talk about like guys want to solve problems. Women don't want problems solved. They want to know that you're feeling the same thing that they're feeling. So if they're very unhappy, if they're angry at someone, they don't want you to just hear that they're angry and then say, well, then go fix it. They want you to be angry too over the same thing. They want you to be equally angry. Queen of the Blues. Oh. I will not hide behind the Fifth Amendment. Wow, that's a good one. Matt Groening's really clever, man. I like Matt Groening. This guy's clever. Bring back the man-economist voice. Hey, everyone, it's me, the man-economist. Have you been struggling with... I don't know. I can't think of something. This is the Man-Economist podcast. Today we're talking about crap I don't want to hear from my wife. Honey, I don't want to hear your crap no more. Just go get it taken care of. Stacy's a bitch. Here's Queen of the Blues. The feel what they feel, LMAO. Ooh. No, I mean, but that, that's sort of like emotional. There's a word I want to use. I always forget the word. Reciprocity. That's not the word, though. It's a word similar to reciprocity. The emotional. Let me ask ChatGPT. You'll know the word. You better pick up after yourself. Okay, hold on. This didn't help. Hold on. I hate trying to remember this word. Nah, it's not helping. There's this word I like, but I can never remember it. It means sort of like being on the same emotional page. Emotional blank. And it's not reciprocity. Sort of like emotional vibing, Yeah, I'll never remember it. Somebody else usually remembers the word before me. I forget the word every time. I don't know why I have so much trouble remembering the word. It annoys me that I can't remember it. Just become Mr. Sidekick. Get a following on the channel. Have a bad breakup with Mr. Take your following to your new channel. Raid Mr. Stream later as a thank you. What? Intuitiveness? No. It's sort of like between a mother and a baby. They have an emotional repertoire, an emotional blank. I don't know what it is. There's a word. It starts with an R. Maybe if I talked into the chat GPT, it would understand it. All right, chat GPT, you have to help me try and remember a phrase. It kind of refers to having like an emotional connection, maybe like being on the same page emotionally. Maybe think of it in terms of like a mother and a child. They have an emotional reciprocity. They have emotional connection. But that's not the word I'm looking for. I'm looking for a different word. It's a similar word. And, there it is. Brandon got it before I was done. Rapport. I can never remember the word rapport. He got it. That was exactly the word. It starts with an R. Reciprocity. See, I was coming up with all the other words, but not the right one. It's rapport. There we go. Yeah, so your girlfriend wants to know that you're feeling the same feelings she's feeling. It's an emotional rapport. That's what it is. That's sort of the enjoyable part of being in a relationship anyways, you know, because she feels you're on her side, basically. Here's a them, 3 Narutos. All right. Let's see. Solving it's just one step. Knowing that you're on the same team is a very important step. There we go. I give 10 points to Gryffindor. Yes, you got it first. I was surprised you guys didn't get it sooner because I thought somebody would get it. Ready? Arithmetic. Talking to the robot again. I talk to ChatGPT a lot these days. Here we are. All right, here goes. I'm going to use my jutsu. Ooh. I'm going to use my gooning jutsu. You are? Oh, I don't think so. Always liked the word thesaurus. I think that deserves a spot on the Malamar. No, it doesn't. Guess again. We are. We can't have rules like that. It is. It's a book, but it sounds like a dinosaur. Ooh. Ooh. Brandon's like, oh yeah, well next time you remember your own words. Shucks. There we go. Okay. Here's Badoink. All right. Very nice. Them pulling some guys for sure. I don't know any of these characters, but you've definitely pulled them. I had to grade some of these. Maybe I should reply. Maybe I should reply to that KU email I got. I got an email from the KU company, and they said, we noticed that you have sold our products in the past, and we would like to have a product promotion with you. And I looked at it, and it seemed like an authentic email from actual KU. We are. All right, what we got? There he goes again, talking with his robots. You laugh now, but when the sex robots are here, you're all going to buy one because you're weak. We are. Here's Evie. Here's Absol. But what I got to know is what kind of sex robot is everyone buying? Because I bet you some of you guys are freaky as hell. Did you let them know their cards stink like chemicals? Oh, yeah, they smell real bad, don't they? That's what I'm saying about these cards. I'm a little worried that being exposed to Pokemon cards all day long could be bad for my health, especially if I'm doing every single day of my life nonstop for huge periods of time. I'm worried that it could actually be harmful, like cancerous. So if I get lung cancer or some other thing, that would be notable. Sex robots are already here. Mr. What rarity was the Sasuke? Sasuke! I don't understand the rarities. You saw what you saw. He's a higher rarity. So that style of rarity was like a top rarity, okay? So you did good there. But I don't understand the rarities other than that was rare. Gundam! All right, let's get it. So this is for Nicholas Bentz. Bentley. Remember the Bentley girl? Where is she now, I wonder? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably with her millionaire boyfriend. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Have you guys ever thought about that? You could just be a really hot girl, and some guy will definitely give you money to be with him. But you got to be real hot. Real hot, like supermodel hot. And then you got to make videos of yourself like Bentley. Short idea. Cracking slabs for resub. Opening strange and unique products. Slab company comparison. Drill a slab. Those are all great ideas. We've done all those ideas. Cracking slabs for resub. I made a short on that, and actually it pissed a lot of people off. They're like, how dare you? They were like angry about it. Opening strange and unique product. We run into a unique product all the time, and I always make a short of myself opening it. Slab company comparisons. That was really something we could explore more. But like, for example, we have the tag grading review. Drill a slab. And yes, we've had a lot of shorts of us drilling slabs. People hate them. Death by pokies. Best way to go. Here's this. Good try, though. I like these ideas, Mr. Anyman. Simpsons did it. Some young guy. Sauce is gay. Here we go. Sauce gay. Okay. They're looking kind of gay. All right. Here we are. You guys realize gay just means happy, right? Very nice. Drilling slabs is a staple here. Very good. All right. Oh, cool double blade guy. LR. So happy. Here's the Death Scythe. Whoa, chill, daddy. Put a tag 10, PSA 10, and Beckett 10 on the thumbnail. Here's a fun little piece of information. Shorts don't have thumbnails. YouTube just kind of chooses a point in the video. You are? All right. Shorts do not have thumbnails. You cannot upload a thumbnail to them. When they initially launched them, you could, but they got rid of it later. And Mike's side and I were like, what? Gundam single packs are starting to pop up. Hoping all the scalpers go after the pokies and leave me the Gundam. Yeah, I want the Gundam. Tired of these scalping bitches. Bizzes. Legit, this happened at a poker table I was playing at. I called a guy Donkey for the play he made. He was Vietnamese, and his name was Don Key. Oh, Don Key. All right, Nicholas Bentz. Mr. Nick. He said, oh, yes, that's me. Did you need a new bag, Mr. Nicholas? Oh, no, please. I will give you happy poopy time. Sorry, Japanese toilet. You've seen too much. You've got to go. All right. Maybe we should get back into doing funny sounding clips, sound effects. Let me get you one that I just quoted. Happy poopy time.
Complicated Japanese toilet?
Please, I'm not to throw away. I give you a happy poopy time.
Sorry, you know too much.
Please, no. All right. What are the odds? So, ta-da! Steven Gonzalez is here. Hey, what's up, Steven? Thank you again for that gift today. He says 2 Korean Nikkes and 1 Full Metal pack. Full Metal Alchemist. Where's my Full Metal Alchemist? Here's Gundam. And here it is, Full Metal Alchemist. No, please. Ooh. Overly complicated Japanese toilet joke. I'm gonna use my shot. Let me do my research. Most likely we will send 2 out for PSA. Peeling this. Oh. All right. He's transmuting without a transmuting circle. How is that possible? I've heard of these. They're the Elric brothers. Ulrich brothers? So, an anime that I've actually watched. I know what's going on when you open them. You know how often I open product and I have no clue what I'm looking at? All right. Let me know if that card is real, the one I gave you. Pretty sure it is. Or sticker. I have never seen one of those graded 10. That's why I'm suspicious about them. But it seemed kind of realish. Here we are. So I do not know. No circle. That's not possible. Here's... You did it. You got Greed. Okay. He could be a good guy or he could be a bad guy. He's just so greedy that he wants whoever's giving him the best deal. And the cowgirl. She's got normal-sized breasts for a normal-sized girl. No, you are like Papa. Oh, you guys ready for that? That's coming out soon, isn't it? When does the new Stranger Things come out? Nikke has a collab coming out with Resident Evil. Let me see. When's the new Stranger Things? ChatGPT must get a lot of stupid questions like that. Those are like Google questions. Comes out in November. November. Ooh, November. Mr. Steven. Let's grab your bag. Thanks, I was hoping you would do it. Aha, here we are. Very nice. When he turned his daughter into an animal is still always a thing I hate watching. I don't know. Maybe I'm a psychopath. It didn't bother me that much. I was like, oh my God. But you have to do that. It's the pursuit of science, guys. How do you think we got Mewtwo? Sacrifices have to be made. I'm on the bad guy's side, basically. Wow, it's only $4.14. Dude, I'm thirsty as hell. So the queue is empty. I'm going to go get a sip, and then we'll keep pricing up Slabby Patty. Okay, send some orders in if you guys would like to see something get open. So I had brought a fresh drink in. I just hadn't brought it over here. And now it's over here. How nice. Whew. Let me show off the Poke Shuffles for a half second. So this is the Poke Shuffles box. Is about as full as it's ever been. Still room for like 1 or 2 more slabs to go in there, but look, that's the Poke Shuffles, everybody. Pretty full. All right, good. Mister, I'm about to rip a first edition rocket pack. What? Why not me? I want to open one. There's War Turtle. At least Scar put her out of her misery. Yeah, what? Ooh, Jolteon. This is a gym break for Squirtle. Here's Meowth. That's right. Okay, let me rotate this to the front. Let me rotate one of these to the front. Now we're ready for a picture. Oh, this guy didn't get a price. Probably because I ain't selling it. Sorry, bitches. Ah! Did you see? Did you see? We have these guys. Black Bolt Korean is on the menu. South Korean, not North Korean. That's South Korean. North Korea probably doesn't let you have Pokemon cards. He's a dictator! I bet you Kim Jong-un is allowed to have Pokemon cards. All right, let's take a picture now. Oops. No, you can't post that picture. It's too sexy. All right, you ready? Click. Mm-hmm. He keeps all the rares for himself. Dang it, Kim. What? I want an Aladdin card to be put it on the Aladdin. Some cards are pretty irreplaceable, like that beautiful Giratina card. You just saw it. Now, here's the deal. He is for sale, but we're waiting for him to become a break one day. I've got a lot of slabs like that. So he's in reserve right now. I got a nice big reserve pile of slab break slabs. And that's a very good thing to have because as they sit there and age, they age like fine wine. And there's no rush. We have no rush to sell these. Some of the cards like this Sylveon, he's a nice card. He's not in the same category as Giratina. Still very nice, capable of going up in price, but definitely not in the same category of collectability. Is palette is discrimination. Kim Jong-un eats the cards. He is kind of a fat guy, isn't he? You think he's ever going to lose the weight? I mean, you know, you don't live to be real old when you're too out of shape. So you got to get in shape to live for a long time. So I wonder if we'll ever see Skinny Kim. He got ink poisoning while he was sick last time. Kim Jong-un. Images. Yeah, he's real big. They clearly modeled Lemongrab after this guy. He's a fatty patty, man. He's 41 years old. I don't think he's going to make it much longer. You're not allowed to be that fat. So he's 5 years older than me. He's in charge of a whole country. He was educated in Liebefeld Steinholze Oberstufe International School of Bern. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting that the West would educate who would just become like an evil guy? We actually helped him do his evilness better. He shouldn't be educated, but we educated him. I say we, what I really mean is Liebefeld. I mean the West. The West with democracy and all this great stuff that led to all these great universities. We then gave him the advantage of a good education so he could go back and be a total D-bag. We shouldn't do that. It doesn't make sense. We all want to believe in, you know, openness and believe in spreading education and knowledge, but he doesn't believe in that, and we educated him. It makes no sense. I don't know. I remember when he took power, there was this feeling for a second like, whoa, North Korea could become an open country and there could be peace between the North and the South. Now, he's aiding Russia in their war against Ukraine. So, nope, that's stupid, man. Very curious thing. All right. So, Terrestrial Festival. Doesn't make sense to educate your enemy. Educating your enemy. That's what we're talking about here. You're educating your enemy. Why would you do that? It's very stupid. I wouldn't do it. So, this beautiful regular Pokeball Sylveon is not super cheap. It's surprisingly expensive. If you ain't done it yet, take a second to smack the like button. He's not fat. He's filled with a big God spirit. Mister, did you see what happened to that French streamer guy that passed away from being tortured? I heard about that multiple times, but I never really knew who he was, so it didn't really impact me that much. I didn't have much to say about it. I heard that their stream consists of, like, torturing that guy on the regular, and they finally, I don't know, pushed him too far? I don't know. Like they were doing a stream where they were keeping him up too long. Kind of makes me think of that Black Mirror episode we just got in the new season of Black Mirror. The really good episode with the guy from IT Crowd, the Irish guy. You guys know what I'm talking about? And the lady who played a role as Jim's girlfriend in The Office. So they were in an episode of Black Mirror together. And it was about the like super, you know, late stage capitalism, super monetization of you know, medical help. And there was a moment in that episode where the main character needed more money. So he went onto the internet to do, you know, self-degradation. Is that the right word? Degradation? Self-degradation, but you get paid by people watching. So it sounded a lot like this guy who just died in the real world was doing something like that. He was getting degraded, and this gave him viewers, and this gave him money. And it's an awful and a dark thing, isn't it? Kind of makes you think of, it's like Diet Gore or something like that, you know, like this dark thing. It shouldn't be a thing, you know, but it's terrible. Now that guy was done using the company card. Did y'all hear about the guy that got caught using the company credit card and spent $140,000 on Pokemon cards and games? What? I did not hear about that. Only 140,000. Oscar Resendez, 5 Mega Brave, 5 Gundams. You got it, man. Mega Brave. 1, 2, 3. That was me, says Mr. LaFlame. All right. Okay. If he got good cards, he can sell them and give the money back and still have some extra money at law. Didn't the FBI catch him? Law. Tossing this. 4 and 5. Okay. Get that black bolt. Where's the black bolt? No. Mega Brave. Mega Brave. Mega Brave. There we go. There we go. I'm curious what the LR plus looks like. We have pulled a C++, but I don't think we've ever pulled an LR++, which is the chase, by the way. 2, 3, 4, 5. By the way, let me contact a guy who still needs to resolve this thing with me. Let's see. All right. You ready? Here goes. He was ordered to pay back that money and got 4 years in federal prison. Jesus. Hey, mister, just finished dinner. What would you rate my day out of 10, you think? I'm thinking like 6 or 7. Now, when you say rate your day, are you talking about how good your pulls were? Your pulls were very good. You got the Seismitoad and the Altart Reshiram. That was extremely good luck. As for the 151 round, that was kind of a pricey round, and we don't know if that's going to be considered a good round until the grades come back. If you get a lucky grade, you did all right on those. If you get a lucky grade. The booster packs that time and the 151 ones weren't that good. We are. But you have to understand the pull rate on that Seismitoad is insanely difficult. He is so hard to pull. Because there's the loop pool that he comes out of is gigantic. It's huge. There's so many ARs in the set. So your real odds of pulling him are so small. They're like minuscule. That's why he sold for 3,000 as a 10. So it's really cool that happened. We're going to get that as a clip. The other thing would be, the Altart Superior coming out too. I noted that Altarts are rare too. They're hella rare. So both are good, and Superior is actually a starter Pokemon. So, yeah, I'd say you did very good. And then the 151, it really just depends on if you get lucky on the grades. Here's a C+ for Wing Gundam 0. If you get lucky on the grades, then that's still good. Yes, I remember that. You had a second round with the Black Bolt that wasn't as good. So, that evens it out a little bit. Here we are. Ooh, LR. Yeah, that's crazy. If I were to go for one more pack today, which one do you think? Oh, man, there's so many good sets. Here's another really hot set, the Gem 2 Chinese set, which can give you a round of exclusive Chinese artworks. I think the Umbreon last sold for 1,000, didn't it? So there's a bunch of exclusive Umbreon, not evolutions. Gem 2, PSA 10 Gem 2. Let's go ahead and choose sold items. What the hell? It's not showing me Gem 2. Gem 2 Pokemon. That is so weird. It's like it doesn't know what it is. Let's say Gem 2 Pokemon AR. Wow, why is it so hard to find this? Okay, let's try Gem Umbreon Pokemon AR. Whoa, the Sylveon's for $580. I think I just got a 10 on one of those. Sort by, oh, ended recently. Here we are. So, yeah, here it is. So this just sold out of Gem 2 right there. $1,000. That's the Umbreon. Just sold for $1,000. And there it is. You see that? So that's a Chinese exclusive, and he's pretty valuable. We are. So you could go for like a Gem 2 box and hope to pull an AR out of there. That'd be an interesting thing. There's also, it's not just Umbreon. There's Umbreon, Leafeon, Sylveon, and Eevee. So there's only 4 ARs. But they seem to sell for a lot of money because they're exclusives. They are beautiful. So again, LR and C+. Thank you so much, Oscar. Appreciate it, man. Okay. Oops. It looks like this, by the way. This is what it looks like. That's the product right there. That's a top seller for us, if you didn't know. We sold some tonight. You might have seen that. That's a top seller for us. We sold case after case after case of it until everyone kind of had their fill. But you're just coming back, so you haven't had any of it yet. All right, there we go. Pokemon to the moon. I just can't believe it, because when the set first came out, a case of it was like 600, you know? Now one card out of the case sells for 1,000. Sorry, not 4 years. It's 4 months in federal prison. Oh, okay. Four months is fine. Yeah, you know, if you're gonna stick a guy in federal prison, how is he gonna go out and earn 140,000? He's got to get to work. Yeah, I'll get him to work to pay that money back. Maybe work them booty cheeks in the prison. This was a break back in the day, and you guys didn't want it. How sad is that? Beautiful card. Beautiful card. You guys didn't want it. We tried to break this one, and nobody would join it. It's kind of hard to believe. It's shockingly gorgeous. It's a Neo 3 card. I thought this one would be crazy popular. But it was kind of started on the heels of... Hold on, let's see. Divided by 40. So this one was kind of started on the heels of a Charizard. And that might have been it. What do you guys think? You want another shot at this? Let's see. It's a big break, though. That's the problem. It's a big break. This would be a bigger break than the Jolteon. English, preferably. I like to read the cards. LMAO. Oh, okay, no problem. Yeah, you don't discount the other languages, though. I always tell people that. Like, I've got some Chinese cards. I got a Chinese card right here. You want to see it? I bought this Chinese card, and it's kind of going to the moon. Let me mention this. There's Chinese investors involved in the card hobby these days. That wasn't true back when you first met me. So there's guys in China. They're millionaires over there because they started up businesses. There's a lot of money to make in China. They got a big, they have a lot of people over there, and then they sell to the United States all of our garbage that we buy at Walmart. So they make a lot of money over there. And there's Chinese language cards that are doing very well. So this is an example of a card that I bought that has exploded in price, and that's a Chinese black label Latios. Let me see if I can remember what I paid for that. This card most certainly went up in price over time. It was a gamble because I wasn't sure what to think of it. So I bought this card 2 years ago for 1.3 thousand. 1.3, maybe closer to 1.4. And I guarantee you that that card would sell right now for 4K. There's no way it wouldn't. People would probably trip over themselves to get this. Let's see, black label. I bet you it'd sell for 4,000. Especially if we did a, slab away. I mean, look at this one. There's the English one. They want 45,000 for the English one. That's crazy, though. Here we are. Here's the Japanese version for $11,000. I feel strongly that I could sell this for probably about 4K. So to go from 1.3 to 4K, I mean, I think that's great. And so, you know, it's not always about the language. I discriminate on the language. I always look at the card itself and I go, what value is this? Because I know there's buyers in China. Same with the Korean cards. I know there's buyers in Korea, but also I know there's people in the United States who will consider other languages. For example, there might be an American who lives here, but he has proud Chinese heritage or proud Korean heritage. And so he sees the card in the language of, you know, his parents, his grandparents' ancestry, and he goes, that's not bad. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very aware of that kind of stuff. And I know people are anxious, they're nervous about other languages. And that's exactly why I'm confident. I go into it aggressively because I go, these are probably underpriced, right? Because nobody believes in them yet. Nobody believes in them because it hasn't been proven over time. It hasn't been proven to be such a great investment. But that's exactly why I go into them really headstrong, because when everyone's really sure that something's the good thing to buy, that thing's already overpriced. It's when people aren't sure. That's where you find opportunity. You find opportunity in the things that people aren't sure about. Here we are. Look at that. Beautiful. Mister, making me want to grade my Chinese magic cards. How many should I buy, do you guys think? I don't know a good amount. Was it Gem 2 or Gem 1 Chinese you were mentioning? It was Gem 2. This guy right here. It's an exclusively Evolution set. And you're looking to pull an AR out of there. And we're about to get some of those back from PSA. And they have actually really exploded in price. Because anything that evolves from Eevee is big money. It just is. Evolutions are where it's at. So you're getting back into the hobby a little bit. Let me tell you about the last couple of years. One of the very best appreciating products of all time for Pokemon is called Evolving Skies. Actually, you might have been around for that. I don't know. That would have been in 2021. It was called Evolving Skies, and it was an Evolution set. And so that's why it's the best thing to be opening, because Gem 2 is also Evolutions. You know what else is Evolutions? Prismatics is Evolutions. So for whatever reason, everyone loves those little foxes, and Umbreon's probably the #1 collectible Pokemon. Not Charizard, not Pikachu, not Gengar. It's probably Umbreon. Umbreon's just doing crazy, crazy numbers. But, you know, it's complicated because there's different cards, right? Like, there is no base set first edition Umbreon, and there is no Illustrator Umbreon. But Umbreon's kind of like one of those Pokemons where you saw his profile in the last 5 years. The last 5 years totally exploded. Gengar too. Gengar totally exploded. We're still waiting on a new good Gengar set to come out. I feel like we haven't had one in a while. All right, let's see. Box is 110, right? Let me check. I haven't seen their prices in a while, actually, so they might have gone up by now. Says a Gem 2 110. That's correct, 110. And those were selling like hotcakes for like a month. Miss Janice says 1 box of the Korean White, 1 box of the Japanese PRB2, 19 Poke Shuffles. You got it. All right. We have a big Miss Janice order. Are you ready? Look at all those look at all those hot cards in there. That's a lot. Let's see. Good luck. Hopefully they'll give us a nice Gengar around Halloween. I bought $2,000 worth of the Trick or Trade cases because I got a big stack of them in my family room right now because I love the Cosmic Gengar from that set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19. All right. Let's see what's going on. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, cold so far. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, no, that's a cold round. I am so sorry, Miss Janice. Oh, my God, that is a cold round. Holy. I think it's safe to say we should put her on the giveaway slab. Let me grab that. That's pretty rough. All right. Janice, you're going on. That is possible for that to occur in that box. You know, we do a lot of shuffling in there, and as a result, hit cards get moved all over the place. And so that also means a cold round could build up somewhere in the box. Somewhere in the box, there could be a whole round of cold ones. And that is because of all of the shuffling we've been doing. So I apologize. That is a very rough round. My first cold one. That is a very cold one, I'm afraid. Here, we'll give you this little $15 Hoochie Mama right here as a bonus. He's only 15 bucks anyways, but he's a little bonus, okay? So we got you two things. We got you a spot in here, which he's about a $35 value, and we got you this guy here. Now, if you pull that, then you come back a little bit. Now, Pokemon Korean White Flare. Let's grab that White Flare. Ooh, beautiful. Ready? Those Pokey Shuffles, huh? All right. That was so cold. Yeah. Yeah, I'm afraid that can happen. It's crazy because it's a loaded box. It's got a lot of stuff in it right now. There's tons of slabs in there. There's no shortage of slabs. Have you graded any of the Halloween Gengars? So I have in the past, and in these last PSA submissions that I just submitted, I have more of the Gengars going out. I'm going to get as many of the Gengars prepped as I can. Hopefully they come back by Halloween. So I'm hoping to get them back by Halloween. We're in August. That's August, September, October. Hopefully we get them back and we can sell them by Halloween. But yeah, he's awesome. You might want to grade some up now if you want to get them back before Halloween. Yeah, I know that exactly. All right. There we go. They're hard to grade, by the way. Those Gengars don't grade 10 easily. I still love the Shuffles. The Shuffles, they are a strict Pokemon card product. We are. Ooh. You have to sing Luck Be a Lady before you open them. Here's Herdier. Ooh. Or whatever his name is. Okay. The little doggy. That looks very comfortable. Here is a Reshiram. If I was going to reincarnate, I would want to reincarnate into some rich suburbanite family's home as a doggy, as a puppy. Ooh, because I know I'm going to be treated like an absolute king in that house. No, I don't know, because they're going to cut my balls off too. It's a trade-off. No, that's a trade-off. I don't know. My bad. Just realized I was on a little bit of a delay. Here's a little Scraggy. He's cute. I don't know. Don't want my balls cut off. We call it... Humans are very interesting with language. You know, we really engineer our language. You know, when we use words like pro-life, pro-birth control, pro-choice, you know, like it's all word engineering. And so humans do this a lot with all kinds of stuff. Like you talk about somebody who has maybe like mental problems, and we used to use the R word, you know what I mean? But now we use much nicer words like mentally challenged and stuff. So we do a lot of word engineering. One of the word engineerings we came up with was for how we treat our pets. We fixed them. We fixed them by neutering them. And actually, they're not fixed. You've actually destroyed a functioning part of their body. You've literally broken them. So you've broken them. They should be called broken. Yeah, I've broken my cat. They can't reproduce anymore because we destroyed their reproductive organs. But we like to call it fixing. We've fixed them. And that's that really interesting because, you know, it just doesn't make sense. The word fixing doesn't make sense in this context, but that's what we prefer to call it because it makes us feel better. Isn't that interesting, the way we do those kind of... We use those tricky words to make ourselves feel what we want to feel. I call it word engineering. Spay and neutered. Balls or house? Decisions. Then you wish to be a stud dog, mister. Oh, yeah, okay. So I hope to be reincarnated as a stud doggy. It's all Bob Barker's fault. Bob Barker, damn it. All right. Like homeless people, we say the unhoused. We have to help the unhoused. We are. Illegal immigrant. Undocumented person. We are. We come up with a lot of language engineering. It's really fascinating. Humans do that, you know. Shows you how you kind of control the world around you with the words that you use, you know. The words that you use are powerful. All right. Here we are. I fixed my cat today. Oh, you mean you ruined him? You broke him? You crippled him? You handicapped him? Look at this. Handicapped his balls anyways. Ooh, Pharaoh Seed. I like this Pokemon. I think the design's pretty cool looking. He looks kind of creepy, you know? Okay. Oh, Panseer, Semiseer, Panseer. Very nice, very nice. Okay, I've always thought that the Republicans did not do as good of a job at that. The Republicans, maybe because they're not as smart, I don't know. Right, that's always the claim. The Republicans don't do as much word engineering. Ugh. It's a game of word engineering. Let's see. Well. Miss Janice, we're getting you a new bag, I think. Bag with Steven. Oh, right. I'm being a goofball. We like to put your cards in with Mr. Steven. Okay. Let's grab Mr. Steven's bag. Finally, man, completing those tasks was a B. I was completely tasked for 3 days straight. 3 days? 3 days straight? What about the rest of the days? I can't stand the language engineering stuff. Well, I mean, it's not strictly a bad thing, but it's an interesting phenomenon, isn't it? It's an interesting phenomenon that humans do it. But yeah, it's not strictly a bad thing. You know, word engineering lets you write poetry and music and lyrics and all the good stuff. There it is. But it's funny and interesting to watch it occur sometimes in ways that are more maybe politically correct or maybe something that's more delicate, and you see a sort of anxiety arrive where humans don't necessarily want to say something like, yeah, you do look fat in those jeans. You don't look fat, you look plump. You look curvy, you look vivacious. The Thieves Guild is restored. Ooh. You look thick. You're a torta. What? All right, here goes. So humans, we're really interesting. Sleep. All right. I do that a lot in my relationship where I get really picky over like exact word usage. You know, Karis will say something and I will like correct the exact word she used. There we are. Well, if we ever get in a fight, I don't know what everyone's relationship fights look like. Everyone has different kinds of fights. Karis and I must have one of the most bizarre relationship fights when we get into a fight as a couple. It's just this horrible, like, we tend to just fight over text, right? Like, we don't shout at each other. It's just not a thing. And so we fight over text. We'll have like a little text debate, and it would just go on and on and on like a book, and it would get all wordy. It'll be a lot of words. There we are. And I'll be doing that extra hard when we're debating. I go into full like dictionary mode or something. I'll be like correcting every other word she uses. I'm 230 pounds at 5'8". I'm fat as F, let's be honest. Let's see. I'm trying to lose some weight, Mr. Brandon. Here we are. Here's the bunny girl. Mr. Don't get in arguments. He goes into debates. Yeah, it's kind of like that. We one thing that's really helped our relationship, and we figured this out maybe like 2 years ago. We really figured out when you're about to have a big fight that sometimes the fight is just the fact that you're overworked or underslept or underfed. So we like to make an assumption about the other person, not to take the tone of the person very seriously, and to be like, all right, do we need to sleep? Do we need to eat? Do we need to relax? Ooh, look at this. Ho-ho! Golden card. There we go. All right. So we've learned not to really believe the person who's angry and be like, you're just angry because you're not doing anything you want to be doing right now. Look at that, the hat guy. Very nice. All right. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, a lot of fighting is just bad mood. You're moody. Oh. I'm a master debater. Leviticus 13:8. Hangry. Yeah, something like that. Hangry. Yeah, we assume a lot of fights are just an issue of mood. We are? All right. We've been in some bad fights. I think every couple goes through some bad fights. We are. Minister, fights are cap locks. I think some of our biggest fights were actually in that blue house, man. I was working so hard in that house. I was working probably harder then than I do now. I take more breaks now. All right, Mr. Steven. Very nice. Ooh. I feel like Karis has gotten smarter too. She's gotten like more self-aware. That's a really big thing. To be able to be self-aware, you know. So out of your beautiful box of PRB2, we've got Hatman, the golden card, and this old man. All right, cool, man. Ba-doobie-doobie-doo. Let me just make sure there wasn't one more in here. No, it looks like we got them all. I remember in 2020, there was a YouTube channel that was out for your head, bro. Look where you are now, a huge community. Thank gosh I found your channel. Thank heavens. Thanks, man, appreciate it. Yeah, there was always some controversy. We are. There was always something like that going on. All right. I've had people go out and tell lies about me. That's hurtful. I don't like that at all. I had somebody lie and say that I kept like their Charizard or something like that. Somebody sent me images of it in Discord. That's the funny thing. When somebody tells an especially bad lie about you, it gets back to you because people just share images. I was like, that's not true. We are. I see you and Karis doing like the vultures from Jungle Book. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? We do that a lot, actually. Yeah. All right. Here we are. Very nice. I'm curious to know the story on that. I did not keep that Charizard. That person got their Charizard. So they just didn't like me and they were telling a flat lie on that. All right. And Mr. CS Man, he says, give me one of those Gem 2 boxes. You got it. All right. That is another empty case of Gem 2, guys. Very good. Ooh. Very good. Grabbing this. All right. Tossing this over here. Can you read the message I sent in the order? Oh, got to diversify the collection. Also, words of wisdom on how to become a good Pokemon investor. How to become a good Pokemon investor. Don't sell. A lot of people get bored, and that's the Achilles heel of Pokemon card collecting right there. Bored and nervous. So when the card starts falling in price, you're going to feel the urge to sell, and you're probably going to sell. That's the same problem in the stock market. So people have the exact same problem. When the stock goes down, they sell. When the stock goes up, after it's already gone up, then they want to buy it. So the trick is when it falls in price, you don't sell. And when it's low in price, you buy more of it. So you have to have a philosophy or a belief that it is going to continue to go up. I have that philosophy because I know the majority of the big buyers are all my age, millennials. Us millennials are trying to buy back our childhood and have something fun to do and enjoy alternative investing. And so it's a lot of boomer millennials buying these cards, and we're not going to go away for another 40 years. I said that for the whole 6 last years. I told people this is the beginning of the Pokemon card hobby. I said, you're lucky because you're here at the beginning, because millennials are just hitting ages like 35 and 36. And this is kind of like where we already have a house. We already finished our education and we're further along in our careers. So now we have like this next, like 20 years ahead of us of just money making. We're just going to make tons of money over time. the actual boomers and Gen X, they're going to retire. We're going to get promoted into CEO and stuff like that. We're going to be business owners. Logan Paul, he's like a famous actor. So the millennials are going to be the big money makers over the next 20 years. And when you try to predict the purchasing decisions of the millennials, I think it's a pretty safe bet that Pokemon cards will remain strong, just like when we were kids. I don't see anything replacing them. Like, could you think of another toy from the time period of the millennials that's going to replace Pokemon? It's not going to be Beanie Babies. Legos might do okay. I think Legos have some viability to them because Legos are so cool and so universally loved. But I don't think they're quite the same. Like, they weren't designed to be collectibles. That's what I'm saying. Video games, graded video games, they weren't really designed to be collectible. Cards are designed to be collectible. These are specifically designed just to be collected. And so these shine really bright for me when it comes to the alternative assets that people are going to buy. So there's going to be people who get rich in the stock market. There's going to be people who get rich because they're a CEO. There's going to get people who got lucky in crypto. And then they got all this money. What are they going to do with that money? Maybe they're going to buy Pokemon cards. And so that was my prediction back then. And it all has come true. And I still believe in it. You could maybe see it change as the millennials kind of die out. We don't know if the next generation is going to keep it going, but I bet they will. Pokemon's pretty nostalgic for people who played all kinds of different generations, you know? That's the thing about Pokemon. It targets kids a lot as a product. It targets children. And so the children grow up and they go, oh yeah, I remember that game. That was a lot of fun. Then you find out there's this whole collecting community and it just keeps going and going. We are. All right. Dang you, mister. Give me back my Charizard. So the PSA 10 Kingdom promo broke 300. You said hold, not actualized gains. Yeah. Well, I bought more of those, and then I kind of stopped buying them for a little while because I've been buying other things. One of us just needs to build a time machine. Then they can be pokey rich. Yeah, that's Kingdra. He's cool, but there's tons of things you can buy, and the Kingdra's just another thing on a long list. Look at this. Every pack comes with a Master Ball card. How cool is that? And that could actually make you feel like they're not rare enough or like they're going to be over flooded. But, give this set 5 years. It won't be too many. Here it is. Jolteon. Just another high pop promo. No, it's not just another promo. I have a feeling he's a good one. And now it depends on what the video games are, though. Yeah, I don't think Pokemon has the same pull as stuff like Minecraft and Fortnite. So Pokemon was the big thing back then. There was nothing like it. Pokemon still ranks high, but I don't think it's as... Ooh, look at that. You got a nice stamped Umbreon out of this box. So far, we don't know what your hit is in the box. Your box has only pulled non-hit packs. You got all these left. Let's see, but that's a good one. Stamped Umbreon's good. You might consider grading that. Now here we've pulled a V card. I don't think the V card is the hit either. 6 kind of explained how the hits work. I don't think the V card's the hit. What is the chase card in the pack? Oh, yeah, so if you haven't opened a lot of these, they give you 4 holographic cards. They're all gradable, by the way. Look, here's a Pokeball Umbreon, Pokeball Lightning Jolteon, Special Star Hollow Leafeon, and a Master Ball Leafeon. And they're using artworks from older card sets. So it's really cool. It's kind of like, if you remember these old artworks of these characters, it's very fun that way. Look, here's a nice Pokeball Sylveon, Psychic type Espeon. This is going to be like a kaleidoscope pattern Leafeon. And then here is a Sylveon V, which is considered like a rare. Your hits in these last couple packs. We're going to find out. It's going to pop up any second here. Okay, here's a Master Ball Umbreon. That's great. So you can see Master Balls aren't exactly every pack, but there it is, Master Ball Umbreon. So that's a card you could consider grading. He's probably not super expensive. So these two right here are wins. See these two? These are pretty solid because Umbreon's the most popular one. Okay, and now you've got... Okay, we still don't know. We got a Stamp Flareon. The stamp cards are considered more collectible. They're a higher rarity. So these stamps are more rare than some of the other cards here. See, I'll show you. Look at the bottom of this. There's 1 star down here. But if you look at the stamp cards, there's actually 2 stars. So they're a higher rarity. Oh, okay. We've got Jolteon. Sent in my Slab away order. Sounds good, Mr. Ruin. Okay, Master Ball Flareon. Is it literally the last pack? Okay, one last pack. Oh, okay. Well, then this is just a box where the hit is not going to be an AR. All right. There we go. All right. Maybe I'm still kind of learning them. We are. Very nice. Also note, every evolution has 2 types of normal cards. Do I grade the Umbreons? I would say you could, but it might be closer to a break-even scenario. Let's see. So these are pretty solid. We should do a little research on those. But so what counts as his hit? Is it these V cards? Maybe we opened it earlier and I wasn't paying attention. Oh, was it this over here? Hold on. What? Oh, it's going to be this. Ah, this was your hit. So if we zoom into this Espeon, it has 3 stars right there. See the 3 stars? So that was your hit. The VMAX was the hit. So that makes this kind of a cold box. This box is cold. You're hoping to pull an AR rather than a VMAX. But these are also really solid pulls here. So let's take a quick look at those. I'm curious what those are going for these days, because by now the Gem 2s are back. So PSA 10, Gem, Chinese, and this should say Umbreon, Master Ball. Let's sort. Oops. Let's sort by best match. Already was sorted by best match. These would be interesting to grade with tag grading. I don't know if they accept Chinese cards yet. Wow, I can't find any graded. You know, it could be the case that nobody has done the work, but I feel like that's not right. I feel like definitely some of these would have been graded. PSA 10, Umbreon, Master Ball. It's got to say Gem 2. Gem 2, Chinese, Umbreon, Master Ball. Let me sort by cheapest priced. I literally can't find any. Let me just type in Chinese Umbreon. Ah, here we go. Here we go. So you get rid of the word. Oh, here we go. Okay. So now what do we have here? What's this one? So here's an example of your exact card being sold by a seller I recognize, in fact. So here it is. That's a Master Ball on screen, and you've got a Master Ball. It's the same card. And if you scroll down, he wants $100 for that. Wowee. So he wants $100 for Master Ball Umbreon out of this set. It might sell. I don't know. I don't know if they're sold. Let's see. It's surprising because, you know, if you can make enough, you can actually just break even on the box, right? Ended recently. Let me turn it on to buy it now. The only issue is there's not a lot of examples of it selling. Maybe this is because nobody's really taken the time to get these all graded and get them to market, you know? Because the chase really is to go after those. Everyone wants to find and grade and sell the AR. See, look, you can buy the AR Umbreon for $800 or $1,000. So that's what you're trying to pull. You know what's really interesting, Mr. CS-Man, is they're really not that hard to pull. This guy right here, it's not that crazy to pull one. Like, you're almost guaranteed to pull one in one case. So, but it's a Chinese exclusive, and as a result of that, it's just going for a lot of money. So yeah, it's a set that I stocked up really heavily. Maybe I should open a case for myself soon and get some graded, because I did not realize there was so little of it graded. They're not worth much, truth be told. What, the Umbreon ARs or the Master Ball and the stamped? I don't agree with that. I think they'll be worth a lot over time. I think that they're very important to watch too. I'm going to keep buying boxes today until I get that Umbreon. Oh, that's the spirit. Let's move this over here. Okay, put this here. That'd be a nice experiment, actually, because I'm curious how quickly you could pull one. They're way too common. The Master Ball stamps aren't worth much. Now, you think that that's true, but remember that they're kind of Chinese exclusive, right? So the reason that matters is because they weren't printed in Korean. They weren't printed in English. They weren't printed in French. They weren't printed in Thai language. They weren't printed in Indonesian. So there was just one print run in one language. And so even though they're really common, sort of, despite that, there's just not, they literally didn't print that much. So what could happen is you could see this sudden spike in price on Gem 2s because of their exclusiveness. The real question is, will somebody want to buy them a Master Ball Umbreon? I think it'll probably do okay. You know, the one guy wanted $100 for his, and that didn't really surprise me. I was like, yeah, that kind of makes sense because it's not in every box. You kind of have to open a couple boxes of them to run into it. His $100 price tag kind of made sense a little bit. I already put in another order. All right. Hell yeah, dude. Let's take a quick look. So, first we got to take care of our friend Mr. Steven. He wants 5 of the OP12s. 5 OP12s it is. 4, 5. Okay, good. All right. Tonight's stream definitely brought to you by CS Man. I think you're the big guy tonight. Although Miss Janice also placed a pretty big order, didn't she? We are. Thank you, Miss Janice. Come on now. There it goes. There we go. And thank you, by the way, to everyone else who placed order. You guys are very kind to me. Let's see. Let's see. Here we are. How do you guys feel about tonight's stream? You think it was a good stream? We're going to be comparing tonight's numbers to the daytime stream. Notably, we have 44 likes. We're going to be looking at the overall number of people who clicked on the stream and watched it, not just the total, you know, the highest number of consecutive viewers we got. We're going to be looking at the number of subscribes, and we'll be posting that to our Discord server to analyze. All right. There we go. We picked one crotch shot guy. There we go. Wow, he looks very angry. Here we are. Crotch shot, angry old man. Every night is a good stream. Yeah, man, we've been doing this for so long. It's really crazy how long we kept this going. I need to take like a week vacation. I've been saying that for how long? I need to take a week-long vacation someday. Okay, so now we have Maurice. He says 50 onto my slab away for the full art. For the full art lightning. You got it, Mr. Maurice. Ow. All right. So, let's see. Oh, sorry. I got finally a message from a supplier, so I was reading that. A guy I probably don't want to do business with anymore because he was pretty bad overall. All right, this goes to 250. Boop. Very good. We have Mr. CS Man. He says, let's try again. So, this will be the box right after your last box. Let's see how it plays. And then after this, we need a whole fresh case of it. Yeah, like I was saying, this was actually the top seller when it came in. When people saw how good those ARs looked. I wish we had an example to show you right now, but we don't. But if you pull one, you'll see it. All right. And you hold on to all the hollows from this set, because Tammy was speculating that they won't be worth much, but I don't actually agree with that. I think that just because they are evolutions and because they are Chinese exclusives, I think they are definitely a hold. Because, you know, 5 years go by, and then 5 years later, you're like, wait a second, I got a stack of those laying around. And you can grade them. You can grade a stack of Chinese exclusive Gem 2 evolutions. And, you know, 5 years later, it's so hard to get a hold of product 5 years later. So give them 5 years, you know. Ready? Here goes. Like, they're cheap today. They won't stay that way. Look at that. There's a Master Ball Flareon. So I'm saying 5 years later, you might want to grade that guy. Ah, right away, Umbreon VMAX. He looks very neat. He looks, however, like the card out of Eevee Heroes. Here's a Pokeball Umbreon. Okay. I know to hold on to the hollows. Not all hollows are probably worth holding on to. Like, there's some stinky Pokemon to hold. You could just throw them in the trash. But these are actual evolutions. So that's why I think they're a good hold. Here's stamped Espeon with that mirror-like finish. So in this case, CS Min, this is going to be a second dud box. This one's going to have another VMAX on it. Look at that, beautiful. But see, like I'm saying, these are actually pretty nice. And I'm questioning if anyone's out there actually grading these, because if they aren't, maybe I should be the one to grade them. Grading is sometimes sort of like a race to get the work done of grading so that you can process the flip and then take the cash from the flip to get more graded. I don't have time all day long to grade cards. I wish Alexis did. I wish Alexis was like my Padawan and she wanted to grade cards with me all day long and I could teach her what to do and then just set her about, give her a big pile of cards and be like, process these. Here we are. But I can't. I don't know if she has the spark of passion for collecting. We are. I think she is doing a great job with the shipping. She's doing a very nice job. I just don't think she wants to sit around like a Magic the Gathering guy and sort through cards all day long. We are. All right. Here's Jolteon. I need the chase card, bro. Yes, the chase card. He's not the hardest chase to pull ever. You might actually pull him. If you kept pursuing him, you might pull him in a short period of time. Here we are. All right, there's Leafeon. These nice stamped cards, they look very good. There we go. No pop yet on some of the new Megas. Really? Yeah, I mean, I guess it takes a lot of effort and will, and it takes capital, you know. Look at this. That's a nice V. It takes a lot of will to get all that done, you know. Here's a nice Master Ball Umbreon. So those are definitely gradable kinds of cards. Let's start you another fresh bag real fast. I really like Alexis. She does a great job, but I wish she would start doing grading. The encapsulating, right? We were hoping she was going to get into the encapsulating. I showed her how to encapsulate. Like, we sat down at the computer. I actually did it right in front of her. I showed her how it all works, but she doesn't really want to hang out and do that. There it is. I'll say something like, hey, if you want more hours, but I don't think she wants more hours. Basically, to do those jobs like the encapsulating or like the card grading, you have to really go hard into the hobby itself. You know, you have to be interested in memorizing Pokemon names. You have to be interested in memorizing Pokemon sets. You got to become an expert at Pokemon. And so I think the hard part for her is she's not as obsessed with Pokemon as I am. And that's what it's all about, you know. So, but, you know, I think she does a great job. So it's like, maybe what I need to do is find a third person who's more like into the cards itself, the cards, and see if they will be interested in like an encapsulation side job. So 2 side jobs. It would be easy if it was one person doing one full job, you know what I mean? Kind of like what we were doing with John. In fact, man, if John had just been a bit better, man, he could be working these. Because I don't know if you guys remember this, but a long time ago, I actually had John do the PSA submission where he had to like pick out high-end cards. He had to do what I do, which is to do a card assessment before sending it off to PSA. The problem is he did a really poor job, and I said, I can't afford to have him do it. So that happened a long time ago. And I realized back then what a skill it is to be able to pick through cards and send only the good ones. That's a skill. It's a card assessment skill. And kind of like, you know, like the diamond guys grade their diamonds. That's where Pokemon came up with the term gem mint, you know. They came up with that term. They're referring to diamonds. They grade diamonds. And so we had John do that a long time ago with the Carddass submission. And almost the entire submission came back sub 9, below 9. And I was like, nope, can't afford that. That was so pricey to have such a large, bad submission go out. And so I took him off of that. He didn't do that again afterwards. I just did it all. And so, yeah, it was kind of another job that probably I shouldn't be doing. I should have a guy who just loves sitting down with a bright light and staring at cards and saying, oh, this one could be a 10. And just sorting them, you know, and getting paid to do that all day. Like a pre-grading job. Jose Arredondo says, I sent an order. Are these also being shipped with my shipping order yesterday, or has that batch already been sent? That batch has already been sent. That's right. Your cards are in the mail. Oops. They're technically not picked up by the mailman, but they're already packaged and the label is already on the box. The mailman will pick it up right in the morning. In fact, he'll be picking it up in just a few hours because it's 5:12 right now. Thank you, Mr. Thim. Appreciate it, man. Taking a shot at those Gundams, looking for that LR++. Okay, we have Jose Redondo. He says 10 energy shuffle. All right, good luck. Hopefully not 19 cold ones. I gave her the bonus one, and that one was cold too. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the Poke Shuffle. It gives you a chance for a slab. It's $5 per chance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So you got two things. You've got Poker Pikachu, I think, and then 2 lives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that goes back in. All right. And this Poker Pikachu's coming back out. Let's see what we got. I think it says Poke Pikachu. I spent a good amount today, so I'm going to chase that Chase Embryon tomorrow. I'll keep in the stream today, though. Nice. Thanks, man. Well, I really appreciate that, and I think it's really fun that you're kind of getting back into the hobby. You know, you're not the only one. I've seen people come back so often. People will do this thing where they take a break, they're not interested in it, they're like, Pokemon sucks, and then like a year later, they're looking to have some fun, and they go, oh my gosh, I miss opening Pokemon cards. So it's this, you know, it's like a personality trait almost. You think that you're done with it, and then one day you're like, God, I want to get back to it. This, ooh, that'll be it. Your Poker Pikachu. All right. So that's for you, Jose Redondo. That's an SGC grade. They're a very, very, very legitimate and respected, reputable grading company. So reputable, PSA owns them. This is a PSA company now. But people just don't choose to grade a lot of Pokemon with them. So they're big on sports. Sports guys grade with them. All right, 2 live customs. You ready? Let's see if you get lucky. We got 1 and 2. 2 cold ones. As soon as I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Yeah, so if you really love it, it's a good idea to sort of just sort of embrace it and find some way to tame it, you know, because it can be very chaotic. Don't use the store credit card to buy $140,000 of it. Mr. Manuel says, do you have a Moonbryon for Slab Away? I'm so sorry. I have no Moonbryons ready for Slab Away at the moment. I'm sure if I did, he'd be eaten in a half second. Stay tuned, though, because tomorrow we are probably getting our Anthony Kalura submission. He has a consignment package coming to me where he will have slabs for sale, and we'll be looking those up to see if any of those are good for Slab Away, okay? So I think it arrives tomorrow. Anthony Kalura box. It's going to have consignment slabs in it, and so that means it's just another fresh batch of slabs to look at. All right. Sent another order. All right, I'll take a quick look at that too. So Jose Redondo says 10 Gundam packs. All right, 10 of the Gundams. I don't know if I'm going to restock the Gundams. I think I'm going to let them sell through, and then we'll wait for GD2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But we still have a lot of it left. We have like 2 cases of the Gundam left. Ready? Okay. Yeah, we gotta get you into some kind of clip, Mr. CS man. I'm gonna show Mike's side the Seismitoad clip. That was from today, the daytime stream, wasn't it? I think we already did that, didn't we? When did we open up the Seismitoad? Was it tonight? It was tonight. Yeah, it was tonight. I remember. All right, so I'll be sure to notify Mike's side that we got that Seismitoad. You might be featured in a clip. That's also, I would say, that's one of the biggest fun parts of being in a Rip and Ship group is the clips. Being featured in the clips is super cool. You know, you can come back 10 years later and still watch that clip. It's like this thing that happened, this really awesome moment, and you can watch it 10 years later and remember it. Look at that. Ooh. Like Von Doom, he pulled the no hollow error Dragonite. He can watch that all these years later. He can watch that. He can show his friends. He can show his customers. Look at that. I can make the daytime streams because it's like 7 a.m. my time. Haha. Also, do you have any slabs for sale that are old and sick? We often get fresh slabs. It is kind of tricky to get a really good one. What you're talking about is like a highly investable vintage slab. Why? Because A, I'm kind of collecting those, but also B, when they do become available, what tends to happen is someone else gets it. So they grab it and they put it in slab away. You know what slab away is? Slab away is where you can pay down the slab over 6 months. So like, let me pull down the slab away box and show you some of the slabs in there. This is not all of the slabs in slab away. We got a gigantic shelf and it's alphabetized that holds even more slabs. So, but look at some of these cards in slab away. For Alligator, Blue Eyes White Dragon. Here's Shining Steelix first edition from Neo Destiny. Rocket Return Sneasel. Shining Raichu first edition. Here's Poker Charizard. He's super awesome. Yeah, so we've got this slab away. Look at that. Wow. Terry Mills got that, huh? Here's Umbreon, here's Tifa, here's Torchic, here's Rayquaza. Wow. He got that for $13.80 back on $3.25, and that was a red label back then. This one was $15. Here's Sylveon. So, but that's the problem. The moment something hot comes up, somebody just grabs it. They just grab it right away, and then it's not available anymore. All right. I got to get lucky on the timing. Yeah, well, one giveaway is, you see the arrow up here? That indicates it's a cool slab. Let's see. So here's two of them. We've got two on the table, Hello Kitty and Voltorb. But that's not very good because you might not be wanting such a niche card and you might not be wanting Hello Kitty. So, but we got a box of expensive slabs and I need to take all their pictures again. Every month I try to take fresh pictures and freshly updated prices of all the slabs. We have a box for consignment slabs. That's slabs people send in for me to sell for them. We've got a box of rare, expensive slabs. That's what you're interested in. And then we have a box of just general slabs. That'd be like this, the Dene. There's nothing wrong with them. He's kind of a $70 slab, right? Or this Yoshi egg, $48 slab. So it's not on the same like tier or level as something like this Black Label Hello Kitty, where it's maybe highly collectible, but it's going to come with a much heavier price tag. So take a look at this. This is some of the expensive slabs that haven't been taken. We got an EX Deoxys Ninjask. Pretty much anything EX Deoxys is collectible. Here's a Crystal Guardians Pelipper. Now these need updated prices. Here's a recent one, Expedition Pichu, but it's graded by CGC, so people don't pay as much for CGC 10s. Here's a nice one, Fire Red, Leaf Green, Primeape, Deoxys Slackoth. Notice no Charizards, no Umbreons, no Gengars. All those top Pokemon are gone. You guys bought them all off of me the moment I put them up here, and then I'm keeping some of mine anyways. But I've had cards up here like Dark Tyranitar, Dark Blastoise, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Gengar was turned into a break. And now those cards are gone. People gobbled them up, and I just don't have a replacement, and they're just blowing up in price. So this one was for sale, and nobody took it. And it's the Carddass Gengar. And he's just a very cool card, and I got like 5 of them. Here's a Shining Celebi. That one says $8.25. I think that means this one's actually available right now. So this is an up-to-date one. Here's a $1,000 Poker Pair. These would be like pop 1 or 2. It's from a Leaf Green deck, which is the Gold Star era, right? Leaf Green is Gold Star era, and none of these were printed. They're super, super, super rare. Sent for live custom. We need, Mister, you need a Cyndaquil slab box. Yeah, just full of Cyndaquils, huh? If that Rayquaza does not get paid off, can I call dibs? Not really. Yeah, no dibs. Look at this Kuromi. That was for $4.75. Here's Alakazam. Here's Haunter. This is a really nice one. Topps Series 2 foil. Not to be confused with Topps Chrome. This is the actual Series 2, so it's nearly impossible to grade these 10. Look, only 13 10s. So that one's pretty decent, because even a Haunter being associated with Gengar and himself being pretty cool, that's a card that's basically a high-end, high-tier collectible. Remember, in Fossil, he's considered a rare. Kind of like Dragonair, right? Like people... wait a second. We didn't want this. Put this back. It's kind of like Dragonair, you know. Dragonair, it's a really good Pokemon, but people really are after that Dragonite, right? Here's an expensive signature card. Moltres 10. There's a Meowth 10. Gligar again. Rainbow Venusaur 9. Ooh, this one's interesting. This is Topps Clear card. Perfect 10 Pikachu. Jolteon Rainbow. That's amazing. I think I sold one of these, and now I've just got another one. Here it is. I think I'm going to Uber home. I'm too tired to drive. Good for you, man. That's a smart move. Sandshrew, Zubat. This is really nice. Vending Mr. Mime. We had this for sale like at the beginning of the year. No one bought it. Look, I have 2 of them. Nobody bought them, and I'm like, that's too bad for him, right? And he went up in price. He went dramatically up in price over time, the Mr. Mime vending card. So people will ignore Mr. Mime. They'll ignore Whiskash, even though I bought Whiskash for a penny and now he's $299. They will ignore these cards because they're racist against Whiskash. They're like, oh, well, I don't want to have Whiskash. He's not Charizard. He's not Umbreon. He's not Gengar. And, you know, lately I kind of feel like that's too bad, you know. I don't like to see that. I like to see all the Pokemon getting some attention. Yes, so this Whiskash is up $100 since when I bought him. And that's, I haven't even checked his price again recently. It was priced on $725. So, you know, you started with $200 and now he's a $300 card. That's not bad. That's not bad for Whiskash. And he's so affordable, unlike Charizard. Charizard, you're gonna dole out like $4,000 on a Charizard. Whiskash is doable. But, you know, he might be harder or slower to sell, but he eventually does sell to like an EX Deoxys set collector. Somebody who wants the whole finished set. All right, Hathim, last 5 Gundams. You got it, man. Ash's mom, don't ignore him. I have so many of those Pocket Monsters in the top series. I don't even know, are they good in price? It's all good. It all went up in price. So if you took a break from 2019 and came back in 2025, or if you took a break from 2020 and you came back in 2025, it all exploded, man. Pokemon cards went to the moon. Whatever you paid back then, it's going to be less than what they cost now, except for maybe very rare exceptions. It's all way more expensive. Oh, I've never seen this. What's this? Why is her legs so long? It almost looks unnatural. Are those her legs? I have no clue what I'm looking at. I bet Karis would know what this is. That says U+, and some girl actor character. Okay, cool. She'd probably love that. Ash's mom, don't ignore him. Karis says she really likes the character cards, not just the robots, because it reminds her of the actual story of the anime, not just the visually appealing robots. Ooh, I haven't seen that one yet. That was pretty good at them. Now you can go to bed happy. You got a snipe in there. Nice. Nice. Okay. U+. That's 224 on TCC Raw. This card right here? I believe it, man. People are sips. Let's get this into a nice holder then for you. Good job, Mr. Thim. Oh, yeah. Okay. Mining for gold over here, guys. Mr. Thim was mining for the Umbreon. Mr. Thim, I think, was just mining for anything. Jose Arredondo, 1 live custom. All right, here goes. 1 live custom for Jose Arredondo. 1 cold live custom. I'm sorry, man. That's a cold live custom. All right. So, you remember the live customs, Mr. CS Man? That's a very snipeable box. You send in $20 to try to snipe it. Jose Arredondo, Rainbow Venusaur. Now, keep in mind, we were repricing those, but I bet you his price didn't change much because he's Rainbow Venusaur 9. So I'll probably just give them to you. Let's see. So we were going to do a reprice on the Pricey Slabs. If it says $825 on it, it's ready to go. If it doesn't, it needed the reprice. Where'd he go? There's that Whiskash. Ugh. All right. So priced on $625. I might as well check, okay? I might as well check. It's a pretty rare card, so you might not have anything to worry about because it's so rare that there might not have been much sales history on this card since then. But I need to make sure he didn't already sell for $145, and now the cheapest one's like $250. Because when I look at him, I think that $145 is weirdly cheap. You might have felt the same way. Maybe that's why you sent in for it. But notably, he never got his price update, and his last pricing was 2 months ago. We're just going to do our due diligence here. Topps Rainbow Venusaur. All right. So the cheapest one is $175. Let's check sold. All right. I think I'm just going to give it to you at $145 and call it a day, okay? Jose Arredondo. kind of like getting 30 bucks off, because normally we always mimic the cheapest buy now, right? That's our strategy. We just mimic cheapest buy now. Appreciate you, Jose Arredondo. Why not? We just get the juices flowing over here. Get these cards moving. Okay. That's the third best Gundam card. Is it really? All right, we'll clip that. We'll also write to Mike's side that we have a great CS Man clip too. Grab this. Okay. We want to jump up here to the Stream Clips channel. Them pulls the third best Gundam card. 225 minutes. All right, cool. Well, we're giving Mr. Mike Size some fuel. You know, if we don't get lucky enough with our openings, it's really sad, because it actually affects how good of content we can make. I really want you guys to get good pulls, because how else will we get good clips? Let's see. Here's Patrick and J-Dog. Patrick and J-Dog going on the break. I don't need to write it down. Patrick is 5, J-Dog is 6. That's easy enough. Oh my God, there's too many cards over here. Ready? I remember when you first introduced the custom booster packs. Good times. I remember I got a slide from one of them. Oh, that's awesome. Landing on 4. Oh, look at that. That's actual Janice. Look at that. That helps a little bit, because she got in there after having a tough round in the Poke Shuffles. So, Miss Janice, if you look carefully at this card, it really does look like a 10. So I'm sure it is a 10. And that's what matters the most. Actually, I don't think we want to write Janice on there. We want to write Steven Gonzalez. So it gets home to you guys. Okay, look at that. I hope she sees that in the replay. Good. Because she had a tough round. We gave her a free $15 round, $15 slab, and then she got a $35 Malamar 10. Now that's a little bit nicer, and so it's not so painful. Could have been worse. So Mr. Zach has sent for 2 live. Let me make sure no one else has sent in. It's 5:30, which means we're done taking orders. Mr. Zach, 2 live customs. You're the last order of the night. We got 1. And we got 2. Oh, 2 cold ones. All right. You guys are allowed to send ahead of time for more live customs, but I'm going to leave it a mystery for tomorrow, the daytime stream. I think daytime stream Thursday should be vertical. And then when we go back for Thursday nighttime stream, it'll be horizontal. For tomorrow, we're going to actually keep track of how many total views the streams get. We're going to keep track of how many subscribes they get. We're going to keep track of how many likes per capita that the stream gets. We're going to be looking at all that data, and whichever stream is better, we're going to give that stream the giveaway. I'll see you guys later, all right? Have a nice night.